here we go. We are now recording. Welcome, everyone, to episode 4 now of the Swag Turkey podcast.
Yes. Is
It's
it true that you have a swagger of a turkey, Alex?
it's very true. Yeah,
Ah, I should have
yeah.
known.
I know most people are very surprised that I'm not actually a turkey.
Really?
Yeah,
That you're a human being? Wow.
mm, yeah. Most people either assume I'm a turkey or I'm actually from the country Turkey.
Mm,
I am neither of those. But yeah, welcome to episode 4. We're 4 episodes in now.
yes, we are. Yes, you are.
And yeah, we have special guest Comic.runner.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Uh, you know, doing all right. School is ending in like 4 weeks, so hoping to end it so I can read some comics, but doing all right, I guess.
Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Um
How are you, by the way?
I am doing well.
Fantastic.
I'm on summer break now for like 4
Already?
months. Yeah.
I am jealous.
Yeah, everyone's pretty jealous when they hear. Yeah, it's pretty great. I've been off for like about a week and a half now, and it's very nice to not have anything to do all summer.
Yeah, I had like spring break a few weeks ago, and there was like a stark difference from how I felt on break and then going back to school. I only had two classes and I was like, it was only two classes in and I already hated it. So, but we're almost done though.
Well, that's good. That is good to hear, man. At least it's almost done.
Yes.
And then I guess you get like a couple months off at least.
Yeah, a couple months. Like we're supposed to be done with the 19th, but because of we had snow, it's pushed to the 27th. So, yay.
Uh, Delaying the inevitable. That's always fun.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, we have kind of a lot to talk about this
Uh,
month.
Looking at the list and, just a tiny bit, it's not
It,
like a lot happened last month or anything.
yeah, I mean, April just felt like such a long month, at least for
It did,
me.
honestly. Like with all the news that's happened, like wow,
Yeah, so
it's
much
just
happened.
crazy. Great time to be a comic book fan, though.
It really is. I couldn't ask for a better time to be into comics.
Oh yeah,
It's happening. So many amazing shows came out. So many amazing movies are eventually coming out. Not
yeah.
anytime soon, unfortunately.
Not right
But
now.
oh,
Like like recent characters have been created like 10 years ago, are like huge characters now in movies that are super well known or being introduced. Definitely insane.
yeah, it's nice to see though. It's nice to
Oh yeah.
see all these characters.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like crazy to think like how 20 years ago, like comic book, I guess like the whole genre and superheroes, weren't as a big thing, and now it's just openly accepted and huge thing. And like right now, because tomorrow my dog was doing something. Hi. Anyhow, my school is doing a thing where I guess they're working with the library, and tomorrow they're gonna give out like comic books like all the students in my high school. Like they get people
Okay,
more into
that's
reading, so that's really awesome.
I'm very jealous of that. I wish my high school did that when I was there. We had like maybe 2 comics in the whole library there, and that was it. And they were all like for kids, of course, because it's like
Uh,
because it
that's
was
lame.
like a it was from grade like 6 through 12, basically.
Ah, yeah, my high school library, like, I was shocked, like, when I found a few comics there. It was, like, mainly Walking Dead, which I was like, oh. And then he had Batman Long Halloween, and then, like, a few new 52 volumes of it, and then he had Miles Morales here and there.
Damn,
So,
great library.
Yeah, pretty solid one. It's like small, but pretty solid.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely sounds. It sounds like a better library than I had, at least.
Yes,
Um, so from what you've read the Invincible comics, correct?
I have last summer actually, like, cause it was like when we all started quarantining or whatever, and that was like the first thing I've read, like when we started summer, and it was like the best binge reading experience I've ever had. It's so good.
Yeah, I started it like around that same time. I read like the first 20 issues and then I just stopped for I don't even remember why. And then I finally came back to it in like March and I finally finished it and just read it all within like a week and I was like, this is the
Oh yeah,
greatest thing I've ever read.
like with
It's
how it's like written, like it just flies by. Like it's just so easy just to read issue to issue and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna stop after this issue," and then just keep on going the whole night.
yeah, I had a lot of instances like that. I was like, okay, well, I'll just read like two more issues and then it was like 3 a.m. and I was still reading because
Which what happened?
I mean, it pulls you in, and it like it's so investing,
Oh yeah, it
and
is like,
it's one of the greatest comics I've ever read,
oh yeah, I
honestly.
like definitely my favorite of all time. Like I think what does best is like not only like the action, but I think just mainly the relationships. Oh, there goes my dog. Mainly all the relationships within the book and how they all grow and how it all changes because nothing's like ever the same. Like each story, no matter how big or small it is, like they always like appear later as an important like factor to it. Because there's some
Yeah,
books like in mainstream where it's just like, oh, here's like a random story until we have something else and doesn't really impact anything later.
yeah, exactly. Like everything has a meaning to it in that story, and everything has consequences, and like everything has an impact, and it's all done just so well. And like honestly, people are so shocked by just the first season of this show.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, oh man, you guys are not ready for what comes next.
Hold on, I
Because it
think my
just,
dog wants to be let out. Hold on. I'm
oh no,
sorry.
yeah, no worries, man.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Anyhow, like, oh yeah, like people don't know what's gonna come up next. Like Conquest, like if anyone's read Invincible or searched up Conquest, they're not ready, like at all.
It's not something I would recommend doing right now. If you haven't read the comics, don't look it up right now.
No.
Uh, I mean, either read the comics or just wait for him to show
Oh
up on
yeah.
the show.
Like
Which he
one of the
kind of
most
like he did make like an appearance
oh
in the
yeah, like for
finale.
like a good second, like
And like my jaw just hit the floor. I was like, "Oh my God, they're really gonna do it."
oh yeah, like it's gonna be insane when they do it like with how they did the first season, like I don't know how they're gonna do the second or third season because they mainly did the first three volumes of the book, but they also like took other smaller events and stories from the other volumes that happen after and
Yeah,
just
like the Sequid thing, like that
yeah,
happens after the fight in the comics. Like a lot of the like middle portion of the season happens
like
like
way after.
post fight, like
Yeah,
between
post.
Mark and
Yeah.
Nolan. Um, and like they did make one change that I mean I'm not super surprised by, but they made William gay like right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I
Um,
noticed too. I was kind of I don't know, because I remember like when it was like Will and like Eve meeting, like right before they were gonna see Mark, like after the fight. Because in the book, that's when like they got into a relationship,
yeah,
and
that was like their first actual meeting, and then they
oh
kind
yeah,
of bonded over Mark being like
beaten
almost
up.
dead, and like they were like, oh, well, we actually have something that like we have in common. It's like we know
Yeah,
this guy's secret identity, like he's our friend and everything, and they just kind of connected through that.
Yeah, and that was sweet. Like I'm glad they didn't like go into a relationship in the show since it's like, I don't know, like since like in the comic it's like, oh, like we know Eve's into Mark, and then it's like, oh, Eve is with William just because she can't be with Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's like elements of her being like she clearly likes Mark on the show.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if it's like a full like, oh
You
man, I
can
really
into
wish
that
I was
is
with him. Yeah, like when she went to go see him, like after she caught Rex,
Rex, yeah. And
Kate,
then
and then
seeing
he
Mark
was like
again after the
making
fight
out
with
with
Villain.
Amber when she
Yeah.
went to see him, and she was visibly disappointed. She was
Visibly.
like, she clearly likes him.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's heavily hinted at. It's it's a little more clear in the comics. Um, but yeah, it's like it's definitely a relationship that's gonna see more progression going forward.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for like when they fully dive into that, like within the next few seasons or whatever.
I mean, there's so much that I cannot wait to see this show adapt.
Oh yeah.
But then there's also some things that I'm like, I hope they never adapt this.
Oh yeah, like
Issue 110 is something I hope they never put on screen.
I'm trying to
Like
think what happened that issue. It's been
it's I like I'm gonna try and keep this as family friendly as possible. It's not gonna work out very well, but it's the Anissa issue.
oh crap, yeah, I remember thinking that like because I could have sworn like when we saw Conquest, I could have sworn that we saw her or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was keeping my eyes out because I was like, oh well, if Conquest is here, then like maybe Anissa is here as well. They had like they had some recognizable characters
yeah,
on Veltrum, not like not ones that like I can remember the names of off the top of my head,
yeah.
but kind of just like Thrag's like henchmen,
Oh, I can't
basically.
wait to see Thrag. Oh my gosh. Like that's gonna be something else. Like they need to get like a good person to voice him. Like they already got J.K. Simmons for Omni-Man. They need to get someone that's above J.K. Simmons for that.
Yeah, same for Conquest. Like I don't know how they're gonna cast
Oh
Conquest
crap.
on this,
I
but
don't
like
know.
if J.K. Simmons wasn't already playing Omni Man, I would probably suggest he should play Thrag.
Oh, I think I had him as Thrag when I was like reading the book, like before the show.
I mean, I always kind of read him as Omni Man, but that was also because it was like right after they announced the voice cast. And so I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, oh, like this, like I'm just gonna read it in J.K. Simmons' voice, and it works.
Oh yeah. Like after like watching the show and looking back, I'm like, I cannot just hear this as J.K. Simmons. It's J.K. Simmons now.
Yeah, I feel like that's an effect that happens with so many characters in
Oh
comics.
yeah.
Like I can't read Daredevil
Without
in
hearing
any
Charlie
other.
Cox.
Yeah, and like Vincent D'Onofrio is Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
That's the only voice I can read that in, is like that's
Can't
just the
help
one
it.
I hear in his head. Yeah.
Nothing I can do, man.
Yeah, I mean they're such iconic portrayals of these characters.
Yeah.
Like it's hard not to see them as these characters in the books that we read.
Oh yeah.
It's just they're done so well.
Oh yeah. Like the voice cast, like in like Invincible, like they definitely nailed it. Like everyone in the show, like just sounds like yep, like he fit that character perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, like it's gonna be hard to cast a lot of the characters going forward.
Oh yeah, because like they came out with such a strong cast. Like how do you
Yeah,
top like
and like they're gonna have to top it with some
oh yeah.
characters.
Oh yeah, they
Like
have
you
to.
said, like they're gonna have to find someone that's like above J.K. Simmons to play Thrag and Conquest. Because if like they're just such big characters, and like I mean they like Conquest isn't even really like he's not in very much of it, but he
Oh yeah,
plays
like
such a big role because he
yeah,
just
just
kind of
like
decimates Mark and Eve in
yeah.
like seconds,
Oh
and
yeah,
then like
like
him headbutting threat like Conquest into the ground is like
I'm super excited to see that in animation because in the comic, like they depicted it so creatively with how it happened. So I'm very interested to see if they'll do something unique in animation with it. Like overall, like the animation, like the background stuff was kind of iffy sometimes, but I feel like the overall, like the main animation was just so nice, and the voice acting just like made up for anything.
yeah, I mean like the animation for like all the fight scenes is really really good.
Oh yeah,
Like it
so
like
brutal.
it, a lot of the a lot of the like the train scene in particular
Oh my god.
like
Like when I saw that, I was like, I just lost my mind because in the comic, like it's super brutal, but it's like something totally different when you
yeah
see an animation, and it's just like you just lose it.
yeah, I mean that fight in the comic is just it's like you can feel the brutality of it.
Oh yeah,
In the show it's like hearing them talk instead of like
just
reading it
oh yeah,
and
just
like
yell.
seeing the animation and just like experiencing it like
Oh yeah,
firsthand. You're like, oh my god, it's I was so stressed out during episode
oh
7,
yeah.
even though I knew exactly what was gonna happen. I was like, oh my god, this
I
is
was
so
so emotional. It was
stressful.
like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was just freaking out. Like, cause for like readers of Invincible, like we know what happens, but like it's still like seeing that, seeing how they did their own way. Like it was just so amazing to see, and just like so emotional for Mark since like before like the fight with his father, like he was kind of ready to be done as a superhero until like he was faced with his father, like the unmovable object or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
like the plot basically like describes it as like Mark has to become the hero he's always wanted to
yeah,
be
I love
by
that so
facing an
much.
unstoppable force. And I was like, oh my god, people are not ready for this fight.
You're not ready, man.
But
Mark was not ready. Gosh, man.
like the whole also J.K. Simmons nails the role
Oh yeah, and the animation for Omni Man in that episode, like when he was yelling at him, like at the end of the fight, like
when
it
he was
was,
just like what will you have after 500 years? And
oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
oh, they
When
actually included that line.
I was waiting for that line, like when they, because in the comic they answer that question like at the end, and it was so amazing.
Yeah, they
And
brought it like full circle.
oh yeah, and I hope
So
like
good.
I'm gonna assume like it's gonna be successful since like it's Robert Kirkman, and if they put the same talent in the first season and go onward, then I think we'll hopefully get to that point where they can answer that question in animation.
I mean, like, I have no doubt it's going to be a really popular show
Oh yeah,
going forward because, like, we had The Boys, and that was like such a big success on Amazon Prime.
oh yeah. Amazon's like doing such a good job like cranking out like non-Marvel and DC comic property shows. Like it makes you think like what's next? Because right now, like Netflix is like just revealed Sweet Tooth, like their show for that. So
I actually completely forgot about that. I haven't even like seen the trailer for that yet.
I haven't either. I'm just like, well, I'll probably read it before I watch it, but
Yeah, I have so much I need to read this summer, and
oh yeah.
like luckily I have 4 months to do that all in. Um, but also comics cost money.
Oh yeah, we don't have that type of money, man.
Yeah, I'm like if I'm gonna be moving away and living on my own, I can't spend all my money on comics as much as I may want to.
Yes.
Uh, but
Yeah,
like,
like
sorry, go on.
oh no, you go.
I was gonna say like a lot of people are like pointing out like the fight with Conquest is gonna like floor everyone,
Oh
but I
yeah.
feel
Well,
like like I mean it definitely will, but I also feel like the fight with Thrag at the very end,
oh my gosh, that
whole
fight.
other level.
Like if
Like
they like have the monologue, like for me, it wasn't the fight that got me. It was like the monologue because I'm like like everything that has led up to this moment was worth it. Like oh my gosh.
it's that fight. It's just so well done,
Oh yeah.
and it's so like like fighting on the literal sun.
Oh
Like he
yeah, like they
throws
went
him
right
into
in the
the
sun.
surface of the sun, and I was like, oh shit, this
Like
is the
this
craziest
is it,
thing I've ever
man.
seen.
Like what else? Like I feel like Invincible, like I remember like after reading, I'm like, this is like why long form storytelling is just so amazing. Just to see where someone started, because it was more like a Spider-Man book where it's just a teenager, and then at the end where he's like the biggest superhero in the universe, like I'm getting chills right now. Like
I also like the ending makes me tear up so
oh yeah.
much just thinking about it. Like just him being like, oh, like it's just thinking about something my dad asked me during our fight all those years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
And it's
man,
just like spoilers like for anyone that hasn't read it.
guess we should have said this earlier.
Yeah,
We're
probably.
spoiling
Like
like
by
the
this
whole
time
comic.
he has like two kids and he has his family and he's all happy. Like I feel like they should never continue the book if there ever were. But if they were, because I was talking to someone about this, like a follower, a couple people actually, like yesterday or a
Yeah,
few days ago, where like if they ever did a continuation, they should just do as kids and like just dive into their relationship, like a maybe like a maxi or whatever. But I feel like that's like unnecessary since like where they ended off, they don't need to do it.
yeah, it like it doesn't really have like an open-ended kind of feel to it, but
Yeah,
it feels very satisfying, but also I feel like some of it was, at least in my opinion, some of it felt almost kind of rushed at the end.
I can
Um,
definitely see what you mean. Like especially like with the
like the
whole robot stuff going on Earth.
yeah, I feel like, well, like spoiler alert
Oh
again.
yeah,
This is like a huge part of the comic that like they're kind of setting up already on the show with
a
like
little bit.
Robot
It's
being
the
like,
very start,
yeah, and like him already being a human.
and then into Monster Girl, which like I love that relationship so much, and it's gonna make me so sad later.
Also, Robot is just a dick in the comic.
Yeah,
Just
kind
a
of is in the show a little bit, like not as much. I feel like
oh no, he's so much worse in the comic.
I haven't read it in so long, so but yeah, he is, and a little bit of Rex Flow too. But I kind of hope we kind of I don't know what else to like we get that character arc in the comic where we kind of respect him more, and he's kind of like with how his arc ended in the comic, like midway through, like I'm interested to see that moment where we're just like yes, explode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's been a total like asshole this
Oh
whole
yeah, so far
season.
he is. Yeah.
I I think we kind of got a little bit of it at the very end when he was like cleaning, he was starting to
Clean up
clean
the
up
blood
the
splatter.
blood splatter. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
oh, well,
love that
maybe this
moment.
is gonna kind of change his perspective now, because like he just watched like thousands of people get
Oh yeah, die.
absolutely butchered.
Yeah, the way the show like showed that, like, cause I remember it's like looking through an Instagram post someone did of the scene, like of the comic and the movie, like in the show,
Yeah.
and the comic doesn't really like dive into the whole like the civilian like in depth actually. Like it's just focused on the fight, which makes sense. But in the show, like they just show how like just like the destruction and everything, how that's affecting everyone.
I mean, the comic kind of like has like some it definitely comes back later.
Oh yeah.
Because there was the what's his face? The guy who was like, oh my like like my sister or someone was like killed
Oh yeah, I
during that
forgot.
fight,
It's
and
it's a character of some sort. I forgot.
it I don't even remember his name, but like it really causes Mark to be like, well, like like basically just question whether or not he wants to be a hero anymore because he's like, well, I've killed so many people just by trying to save the world.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
is it really worth
Just
it?
trying to stop my father.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I'm very interested how they'll dive into the aftermath of it all, like in the next season, because like just him, just like, because I remember that one scene where he's like up on a mic or whatever, and he's just kind of explaining, I'm trying to do the best I can do and not make up for what my father did.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's it's gonna be an interesting thing to see kind of how the world just reacts to everything that just happened. And I also love how it ends. Like this
Oh
season ends
yeah,
with like
like it's like ends on a satisfying note where it's like, okay, like it's wrapped up, but also like here's the stuff that's gonna come up in like next season that we already set up in some parts of the season that you forgot about.
yeah, like
And
DA Sinclair and the
oh
like
yeah,
Reaniman and the Sequid invasion. Um yeah, there's so much that they've got to do next season and
oh
in the
yeah.
seasons after.
I wonder
Um
like if they're gonna do more episodes because like they'll probably get like a higher budget, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, like there it, I feel like somebody was pointing this out. It was like, well, the comic kind of starts out with like a pretty low budget, and it's like it's pretty obvious that it was like,
I remember hearing that earlier too, like because Corey Walker, like, because it's weird because you look at the beginning of the run and he did like the first two volumes, and then you look at his art at the end of the run and you can see a clear difference of how he improved.
yeah, it's like major difference, and it looks like it gets so much better over time.
Oh yeah, along with Ryan Otley's art too. Like,
Oh, Ryan Otley's art is just it's incredible. It's amazing.
oh yeah,
Love seeing Ryan Otley on any other book because I'm like, he did Invincible. Hell yeah.
he did Invincible. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like I just love how like the show, because like even before the show even like came out trailer or anything, like they were like working with Robert Kirkman and just all the creators on Invincible like so closely. Like you can see it with like the art of it looking a mixture of Corey Walker's artwork like later on and Ryan Otley's and the writing of the show. I remember like watching episodes and just like seeing small character moments and just like stuff that happened that just felt exactly like the comic, but they did their own way.
Yeah, it's done. It's like it's so faithful to the comic while also kind of doing their own thing, and
Exactly. And I feel like that's
it
what an adaptation should do.
yeah, like it works pretty well, and like it kind of slows down in the middle a little bit, but
Oh yeah. Like I was
I
talking to
feel
someone
like
about that.
the episode at like the university might be my least favorite. Just
I
because
can see that.
it's not a bad episode by any means.
But it slows down from the main mystery.
Yeah,
And
I
once
mean,
episode 7 comes in,
I do really like the moment between Art like Arthur and Debbie where they're at the costume place.
oh yeah,
They're like, oh well, like, this is like the oldest blood on the suit, and
he started it.
like he struck first. I was like, oh god. And then they zoom out and he's like
Yeah, he's
watching
just
them and
there. I'm
like
just like,
listening to the whole conversation.
and later he goes like there to drink a beer, and just Art's just like, just so nervous.
Fine. He's like, I don't know what this guy is capable of anymore.
Oh yeah,
And then
like,
like when Debbie actually confronts him at the end of the episode,
oh, that
I
was
was
such a
like,
good,
oh
like
my
that was such a
god.
good scene. Like in the comic, like before, like no one's like whole turn and everything. Like they didn't really do much with the mom until later.
Yeah, she is like just a pretty small role at the very
Yeah,
beginning, but I'm glad that they kind of did more
like
with her.
I agree. Like they gave her more of a role that impacted Mark and made us care for after the whole turn. Because after like in the comic like we started to care like it's like oh like I don't know what to say, but like I feel like the show definitely improved on the mom at the beginning.
Oh, definitely. And like I'm a little surprised that, but also it kind of makes sense with the context of the show. that they didn't include the whole line where it was like, "I know you love mom, I know you do," and he's like, "She means nothing to me." And I'm like, I was surprised that they didn't include that line, but considering like what we've actually seen between those two throughout the season, I wasn't super surprised
Yeah.
because
Like he
like
called
he
her
clearly,
pet, so
it's true. That's probably the closest we got to that line. Um, but so much of that fight is just so reminiscent of the comic.
oh yeah, like they
And
did it so well.
even just like the very first punch thrown is like shot for shot basically like the comic,
Oh
where he's
yeah.
just like, "I can't let you do this," and he's like, "So be it," and just punches him
Oh
into the
my
ground. I was like,
gosh.
"Oh
And he
god."
tried so hard. And like you just think at the beginning of the season where he's like punch me and then like he never stood a chance. It's just crazy to think how later like he will become stronger, be able to like
He
just
takes on Thrag of all people.
oh yeah, like on his own.
Just evolves so much from that point.
Oh yeah.
Is like he's like a completely different character by the end of the book, and it's so fun to read that evolution. And it's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
so interesting to see that over time on this show. And there's so much that they need to do that like it has to be so like it's
Has to
going
be
to be
done.
so many like long seasons. Like it can't be like 5 seasons. They have so much to cover. They can't just end it with like, oh, and
Like
then
we're just halfway through. Like, oh, okay.
then he
Well, we
fought
have like
like
22 volumes left.
he fought Conquest, and then that's the end of the story. Like,
Yeah, no way. Like they need to go all the way. Like obviously like they'll I don't know, like they'll probably like make some parts like shorter or like I don't know what they'll do, but how they did this season, I feel like they can maybe do it within 10 seasons. Like maybe.
yeah,
Like
I feel like 10 seasons is a pretty realistic estimate. Like,
especially if it's like 8 episodes per season.
yeah, and they are kind of taking their time with some of the bigger plot lines, while kind of like sprinkling through like just basically planting the seeds for future plot lines, like the Sequid invasion. It's like a big plot line, not
Oh
too
yeah.
far down the road.
I am very hyped to see the alternate costume, like the blue costume.
Yes. Oh my
Because in the
god.
comic, it was such a huge, like, not tonal shift, but like just a dark time for Mark. Like, and like kind of important story wise.
Yeah, it's a like getting that new suit is like it's a pretty big moment.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's used so much going forward. It's used like most notably for me at least. I remember it during like the conquest fight
Oh, yeah.
during the during issue 110. He like that suit is just ripped to shreds
Oh,
because
yeah.
of things that happen. Not gonna
And-
say what.
yeah, no. And then like him coming back into his like yellow and blue, like it was like seeing that in book was just like so perfect. And then the Ultramite War happened and just crazy stuff.
Yes, Viltrum War is gonna be so good to see on the show.
Oh yeah. I don't know how many episodes that could be. I feel like that can be like
Could be a whole season on its own, to be honest. Like it's
maybe like it was only like one trade, like a trade or two, but I feel like it could be
true.
easily 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, I mean they kind of have to like set it up enough. So I guess yeah, it would probably only have to be like 2 or 3 episodes
Yes.
this season like that. It could be a really good finale.
Oh yeah.
But I also think that if they're gonna do like a season finale, well, if they're gonna do a season, they're going to do a season finale,
I
obviously.
would hope so.
They just never end any season. Just
No,
everything's
just leave
open
it
ended.
open ended. And then they just start off like, like they ended it, but we never got the episode.
Mm. Yeah, they never address what happened in the previous
Yeah, they're
season.
like,
They
go
just
read volume 7 on Amazon.
yeah.
So excited for like all the people that are like learning about Invincible and getting into them now. because I only got into the comic because I'm like, oh, there's a show coming out, and I've had this trade for like forever. So I just got into it and I just loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people who are like only just starting the show now, and I know a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna 100% gonna be reading the comics after I'm done this show." And that's a great idea.
Oh yeah,
Like if you haven't read the comics and you're going into this show completely blind, that's amazing.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be so cool to see you experience that story for the first time.
oh yeah. Like all the YouTube reactions to this, like that was like the first thing I thought of when the show was announced. I'm like, the YouTube reactions on this will be amazing to see.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that first episode, like the
Oh
end of
yeah,
the first episode, the reactions are so fun to watch because they're like,
yeah. I feel like
it's
they did a good job. Like they changed it a little bit how they did in the comics, where like Omni Man, like well, first like the Guardians of the Globe like put up more of a fight, which I like seeing that because I feel like that's more realistic to the equivalent of the Justice League. So
yeah, and I mean, like they actually like stood a chance against him too.
oh yeah,
He ends up almost dead at the end of that fight in the show.
oh yeah,
And because like they do establish in the comics, like if they had worked together and fought him
they could
instead
have
of
probably taken him
yeah,
on.
instead of like him sneaking up on all of them like he did. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't do the whole like immortal thing where he was like, I never liked you. And then
Oh yeah.
like it was the shot of Omni Man and he was like, the feeling is mutual.
Oh, it was a small thing, but I would have liked that. It would have been kind of nice because they established like, because they're both kind of Superman figures of the Justice League, pretty much.
Also, like I had that moment spoiled for me
What?
because like before it, okay, in my defense,
On my defense, oh,
zero typically comes before the number one.
oh my gosh,
I saw issue zero and thought, okay, I'll
crazy.
start there. And
Oh my gosh. Okay,
it was
okay,
him
I
just
see what you mean now.
recapping the first like three volumes of Invincible. And I was like,
Ooh,
is this like supposed to be a prequel? Is like
what's going on?
and then I started issue one and I was like, oh my god, what have I done?
What have I done? That's the funniest thing ever.
But it's I was still very surprised. It
Oh yeah,
was still such a shocking moment in the comic.
oh yeah, because like you just like grow so attached. Like, well, like by the time the reveal happens, like with the whole Guardians of the Globe and Omni Man, and then Omni Man and Invincible, like that's when the book just gets you.
Yeah, I mean it hooks you right in with that. Just being like,
Yeah,
well, he's the bad guy, and you're like, oh fuck. Well now I
yeah.
gotta keep reading this.
Like Volume One, like was very basic, just kind of establishing the universe, and they didn't really do that whole like plot line of that one villain. But I'm kind of glad since like they're just focusing on like, okay, what got people into the book, and let's just go.
I mean, I figured that like the Guardians of the Globe thing was gonna happen like midway through the season. I was like, well, they're
Yeah,
not gonna
that's what I
do
thought
that like
too.
episode one, and then
Like,
they'll do like the Invincible versus Omni Man fight at the very end, which they
yeah,
did that.
but they revealed episode one, and I was like pretty shocked. I was like, what?
Like my sister was in the same room when I was watching that episode, and I had to leave and watch it somewhere else. It's just it got like when he squishes the guy's head,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
When
she
they
was
did
like, "This
that,
is
I was
fucking
just like,
disgusting."
oh,
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be so much worse than the comics were."
so much worse.
Like that fight is so much more brutal on the show.
Oh yeah, because like they take time to show like just everyone just trying to take down Omni Man. Omni Man just being like, nope, nope, and nope.
I also love the line like between War Woman and the Immortal where he's like, somebody must be controlling him. He would never do this. And
Oh
she's
yeah, I
like,
love that.
well, regardless, it's either him or us. And it's like,
Exactly.
I choose us. I love that moment. I think it's such a simple moment.
But yeah, pretty effective just with how the team. Oh, okay, you went
Uh,
muted for a minute. You're all good.
oh, I was muted?
Yeah, for a second. Well, you're good.
Okay. It's weird. I didn't mean to mute myself. All right. What else? Yeah. Final thoughts on Invincible.
Very excited. I know what to expect, but I have no clue. So I'm very excited about that. It's a really good show, good comic. Recommend both of those, and very excited for more people to get into it. And I'm very excited for the future of other adaptations that can be done by like that aren't just Marvel and DC and can open up other people. So
What would you give this show out of 10?
out of 10, well, oh my gosh, I feel like a good 10 out of 10. Okay. Like it's still fresh. Like I binge watched this all last night, so as of right now, 10 out of 10. What about you?
I'd say like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah,
If it had kind of stayed the same pace throughout the whole season, I probably would have given it a 10 out of 10.
I see what you mean. Like I was talking to someone about this, and like with a week by week show, yeah, I can definitely see where it slowed down. Like definitely the college episode and maybe some other parts. But like just like as a whole, like yeah, it still slows down, but like it's just like quick, just like go go go. Especially like 7 and 8, like
Oh, 7 and 8 are easily the best episodes of the whole season.
easily.
And episode 8 is just literal perfection. I have no problems with episode 8 at all.
Yeah,
Great episode, great show. 8 or 9 out of 10. Probably like an 8.5 just to be somewhere in the
safe.
middle.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, go read the comic.
Oh yeah.
It's
Watch the
so good.
show, read the comic, do
Yeah,
all those things.
I'd say watch the show first.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, agree. To see if you're into it, and
Yeah,
then get like the compendium because I feel like because they have the hardcover and the smaller trades, I feel like the compendium's just like it's just meant to read it that way because it's just all back to back.
yeah, and there's 3 volumes of it. They're all like 80 bucks Canadian,
Yeah. Like right now,
60
like
USD. I don't know.
digitally, like Amazon's like like, and I'm glad they're sponsoring it. Like no matter what you search, you can see it down there,
Yeah,
and you can get like a good 40 issues for $20 digitally.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal, and those are some very good comics.
Oh
And
yeah,
if you're not really into comics, first of all, what are you doing on this podcast? Second,
exactly.
um, I'd recommend these to anyone really.
Oh yeah, anyone that's into superheroes that wants to see an original story that has fun with the superhero trope and does a lot with it, definitely check it out.
Oh, easily. Yeah. I'd probably say best superhero show this year so far.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of WandaVision, like at all. I didn't like
Ooh.
it. It's a very unpopular opinion, apparently. Um,
Dislike ratio on this will go up.
yeah, it's like 1,000 dislikes.
Yes,
Just
we're
gonna
gonna get
dislike
ratioed.
bomb this video.
I thought like I had a lot of fun like watching WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier like week to week when it was going on. Like I really loved it. It's been so long since I've seen WandaVision. Like I remember enjoying it, like a lot of the relationship stuff. But compared to stuff like Invincible, it's like Invincible, just, like I feel like they're just so different things. It's just hard to,
I mean, I will say I did really enjoy Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, that was such a good show.
It's, yeah. Ranking for the superhero shows this year: Invincible, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then WandaVision at like I won't even rank
Um,
WandaVision.
I
I
second
don't
that.
even like WandaVision.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so the Loki show, like I was talking to my family about this and like some other people, and I don't know how to feel about the Loki show. Like I'm not too excited about it. Like I haven't read enough Thor or Loki at all, so I can't really say. I guess it's just one of those things. Like if like crazy stuff does happen, and if it is said to be good, then I'll watch it. But besides that, like I don't think I'll watch it.
I mean, I've only read like a total of maybe 3 Thor comics in my life. I'm not a. I was until this year. I haven't really gotten into any Marvel runs or really Marvel anything
What runs have you
except for
read?
like um. Well, this year alone, I read. Well, I'm in the middle of reading Mark Waid's Daredevil,
Okay,
Brian Michael Bendis's Daredevil. I read Brian Michael Bendis's Iron Man. Um,
I haven't read that one yet.
it's pretty good. I enjoy it. I shout out to Comic Rebirth for that recommendation. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely
Um,
recommend Iron Man Extremis. Like I read that a while ago, and that was really good.
I don't think I've gone into that yet, but I have like a list of
Just a
like
list of stuff to read through.
Marvel comics that I need to read.
Oh yeah, I was like making a list today, like of just like stuff to read in the summer. Definitely Mark Waid's Daredevil because that's like the one hole I have in my Daredevil reading. Plus Charles Soule's run and the recent run going on. And like I noticed like because I thought the trades were hard to get, but they're not. So I'm gonna try to read that and then read Mark Waid's Flash, which I have on my desk right now to read hopefully soon.
It's an excellent read. Excellent
Yeah,
choice.
I've been
Great
so
comic.
tempted like to skip to the Joshua Williamson run for some reason, but a lot of people are like just read the Mark Waid run, and it's just
Yeah,
because like Volume 6 is like out of print, and I'm like a completionist. I'm like I need to have Volume 6, but I'm just gonna suck it up and just get it digitally and just be like, oh well.
yeah, that's fair. Um, I found okay. I have the list of things that I need to read that
Okay.
are well, like this is just I'm not gonna read it all obviously on this podcast because there's
Be a
too many
whole
things
other
to name
episode.
off. Yeah. Um, but so far I've read Invincible Iron Man by Bendis, Invincible Iron Man by Matt Fraction. It's a pretty good run. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I picked up the
Um,
first trade like a while ago, like because my comic shop like does that I usually go to. Like if it's a used book, they'll mark it down to 50% off,
oh wow.
and it was like $9, so that was like a steal. I haven't read that yet, so
All right, that's a very good deal.
oh yeah.
Um, tried to warn people that I was doing
For
this.
audio listeners, Alex just kicked someone out of his room.
I did warn people that I was doing this tonight. It's not like they didn't know. Um, Tom Taylor's Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I haven't read that yet either. I have all of them single issues, but I haven't read it.
I mean it's not bad. It's not my favorite Spider-Man. I mostly read it for Tom Taylor because he's probably my favorite writer right now. Because
Definitely
he's
need to read more Tom Taylor. I haven't read anything, but like when I heard his name was on Nightwing, I'm like, well, I have to make a Tom Taylor my priority list. Tom Taylor, school, everything else.
it's a good priority list.
Yeah.
I finally got around to reading Old Man Logan.
I need to read that. Like I've read Zero X-Men and I was either gonna read Astonishing X-Men, God Love Man Kills, or read Old Man Logan. Probably Old Man Logan.
It is brutal. It's like
It's pretty,
it's probably one of the most violent things I've read.
aside from Invincible.
Yeah, aside from Invincible and The Boys, The Boys is like I might not even finish The Boys. I don't even like it's not even very good.
Oh yeah, I heard about the comic and like the show and comic are just different things, and the comic's just like very just. What are you doing, Garth Ennis?
Yeah, there's some stuff in there that like Like, I mean, if you, I'd recommend just reading like a plot synopsis of the story Hero
Plots.
Gasm.
Oh gosh, like just like
Just
I think I've
like
heard about the
find
story.
like the fandom
Yeah, isn't it where
explanation of it, and
like it's
it's
said to be like a superhero event, and then it's really just the superheroes all just coming together for you know what?
yeah, it's basically just a superhero orgy. That's
Yeah.
it. Um, but there's like sexual assault in it, and there's like
Garth
stuff
Ennis's
that I
search
was
history on his
like,
computer after doing The Boys was probably had to
it's
throw away his
probably
computer.
terrifying. I would not want to see
True.
that.
Yeah, probably is terrifying.
Oh, and Donny Cates Venom.
I need to read that. Like I heard the father-son relationship is good, and like for me that's like like why I would want to read it. Like I heard like King of Black. I just heard about that, and I talked to some people, and they're like, I feel like the guy's just doing a bit much.
I mean,
Like,
King in Black just kind of ties into literally every Marvel comic that's currently going on.
yeah, well,
Finally it's over.
oh
Um,
yeah,
it was a really good event. I really enjoyed it.
I've heard. Yeah, I just
Um,
find it so funny that Marvel and DC are just like, you know what's awesome? Like rock and roll, 90s metal. Let's do that. Death metal,
oh God,
King in
don't remind
Black.
me about death metal.
Like,
I have issue 1 of death metal, and then I never read anything else.
I've never read anything else. I heard the tie-ins are all good.
I
Ben,
do have a couple of the tie-ins. Of course, I have speed metal because I'd be
yeah,
crazy not to.
yeah. Joshua Williamson.
Yeah. And the last stories of the DC multiverse, which has a story written by Mark Waid in it. That's like the whole reason I bought it, but like the whole comic is very good. I recommend that one. And apparently the Secret Origin one is really good. Um, but yeah, like as an event, death metal is just kind of a
Meh.
yeah, yeah, pretty much just a big old meh. Um, what else have we got?
The Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh boy, where do I even start with this? It
I've heard
was
a lot of
bad.
mixed things about it.
It was bad. It was very bad. I finished the movie and I was like, I wasted 2 hours of my life watching this. I'll never see it again.
I'll never see it again. That's rough.
I never want to think about it again. It was just really bad. It was not a good movie, like at all. It has. I'd say the action is very good.
Yeah, like that's one thing everyone's looking for. Like, is it brutal? Like from what I heard, yes.
But
Is
yeah,
the action
it's
good?
like
I've heard mixed things about it, but yes. And that's like all everyone's looking for a Mortal Kombat movie.
I mean, like all the fatalities and stuff in that are like just so disgusting. Like Kung Lao's fatality is
Yeah, where he
probably
throws his hat. And it's just
yeah, and he just like spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, good for
I'm
you. I'm jealous that you
I'm
haven't watched
jealous
it.
you haven't seen it.
Um, but yeah, he sticks the hat into the ground, and it's like a razor blade basically. It's just
Yeah.
spinning and spinning, and he like throws this lady's like head into it,
And
and
just
it
like
just splits her whole body in half, and it was like, my God, what the hell is that?
what was that?
Um, it's the action is done very well. The scorpion stuff only happens at the very end.
Yeah, I heard that. It's like they do it at the beginning a little bit, and then at the very, very end.
He's only in 2 scenes in the whole movie. Um, and all the dialogue is very bad. Like there's like the famous birthmark line from the trailer where they're like,
Famous birthmark.
it's like it's a birthmark. What do you mean?
You get your
He was
powers.
born with it. Like, that's what a
Yeah, that's what a
birthmark
birthmark is.
is.
Yeah, oh,
Like,
that's
what did
like
you
defining
expect?
a definition with a definition. Like, you should know this.
Just like, oh, like, what does this word mean? And then you just repeat the word. Like, that doesn't help at all. But like, it's it's very bad. Don't watch that movie. Don't waste your time. I pirated the movie because I wasn't gonna spend $30 in Canada to watch that.
Fair enough. Like,
Because Canada doesn't have HBO Max, and we never will.
yeah, I don't understand why WB just hates anywhere that isn't the US for some reason. They're like, we're not gonna give DC Infinite to anyone, and we will
Yeah.
not give HBO Max to anyone.
Oh, but it's okay because their website for the last 3 years has said, "We'll let you know when it's available in your region." Like, no, you
Which
won't.
is
It's
like
been three
never.
years.
It's been
This
three
is
years,
never
man. We're
gonna
like, it's
happen.
not hard to just, open it up. Where is it? Or like, you know, we just don't want to.
I mean, I'm not really missing out on anything. Clearly, the
Not
only
really.
the only original show on there is like Titans, and I don't
I
want to
watched
watch
10 minutes of
Titans.
Titans. I knew it was bad. I'm like, if they have cool costumes, action might be pretty decent. I'll
Such
just
good
watch it
costumes.
just watch it to have something in the background while I do work. Watch 10 minutes of it, and I'm like, this show is trying so hard to be edgy, like, and I just stopped. Like, I didn't even get to Robin. It was just like Raven just going to school, and I'm just like, I'm done.
It's it it might be the edgiest show to ever exist,
Oh yeah,
and not in a good way. It's
like
forced edginess,
oh yeah, and it's such a crime of a show because they have such great costumes.
and they have such a good cast.
Yeah, and they don't use any of them. Like,
Cast so well. Like Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson. This might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I don't know many
uh-oh.
people who like his Dick Grayson, but I think he, like, given good writers
Oh yeah, he could
and
do
a
great
good
stuff.
script,
Like
he
if you
could
had a Nightwing
actually like
show, like
he
and
could
based off
actually
the
do
Dixon run,
good.
like it would
Oh
be
my
so
god,
good.
Dixon show, the Dixon Nightwing show would be so good.
Oh yeah, like
Love
I
that.
would love that as like an animated show. Just like I would love it.
I'd love it as anything really. Just give us more
Anything.
Dixon Nightwing.
Oh yeah.
Um, Speaking of Dixon's Nightwing, we had Robin #1.
Oh yes. I'm still waiting for mine to come in the mail because I have my comics delivered via mail. So
I will not spoil it for you then.
no, it's
It's
all right. It's all right. I'm good.
okay. Um, but basically, it
There's like a
has a lot
tournament.
of Dixon characters in it.
Yeah, I've heard.
Like
Like,
Nightwing,
which is really
like
cool.
NITE Wing is in it.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm very
This,
interested if they'll like bring those characters onto Taylor's Nightwing run. Because why
I
would you just do that?
it would be very interesting to see, but also I don't think it's gonna happen. Just because of the location of
Yeah, they're on
that
an island.
yeah, they're on like they're in fucking Australia or something. I don't know.
Oh,
They're
Colin Creevers
somewhere.
will be there then.
He's gonna fight Robin
Yeah,
right,
he's gonna fight Robin
right
after
after
he
he's
fights
done with
Edie.
his kangaroo boxing matches.
Yeah.
Um, God, we're talking a lot about Comic Reapers in this episode. He's the star of the show.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a really good comic. I liked it a lot. It
I'm really happy about
has
that because a lot of people kind of like they are like I feel like people are kind of quick to dislike Damien, and it's not like they don't have a good reason to. Like I can understand why.
I mean, I don't like Damien.
Oh,
I don't like his character. I think he's annoying and he's a little shit and I'll never get over that. But
fair enough.
I do like this comic. I think it was a good comic.
That's good.
It I also really like how it ends. It also introduces like two new characters to the DC universe. Flatline and someone else. I don't know. There was another Deathstroke like character in it.
Uh,
But she has like one line in it. But they're apparently big characters in this run going forward. Um, but it's a cool plot. It's an interesting story, and the art is cool, and the ending is really cool with him like fighting Flatline, and then like spoiler, the final page is like him kneeling in front of Flatline, and she's like holding his heart in her hand.
oh gosh. Does
Okay,
she say you'll go flatline after this or whatever?
but it's not written by Bendis. Give
Give
Williamson
Joshua
some
Williamson
credit.
some credit, man. He's not gonna do that.
He's actually a good writer. His Flash run is good. I like it a lot. It's like top 10 Flash runs. Um, but yeah, like I'd give it like an 8 or 9 out
All
of
right,
10. It's
appreciate that.
like
I don't know how long this book will go for. I don't know, cause we haven't had a Robin title in so long. Like at least like an ongoing that wasn't like a 12-issue mini series or whatever.
yeah. I mean, I'm just glad to be getting it,
Oh
and
yeah.
I mean, I would have preferred if it was about Tim Drake because we
I
need
feel
some
like
Tim Drake content. The
I
last
feel like
thing
that
we
has
got
to
with
happen at
Tim
some
Drake,
point.
yeah, the last thing we got with Tim Drake was Robin Eternal, and that
Yes.
was only 2 issues, and it
And
was
then Young
very good.
Justice with Duck Boy.
Oh my god, no, not Drake. Also, Bendis is going back into the DC multiverse.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Please don't do that. Nobody wants that to happen again. That did not go well for anyone last time.
Yeah, just
Stop.
kind of stay grounded. Don't try, man.
Just get out of the multiverse. Just stay on
Just
Earth, man.
just for
It's
a
not
little
that
bit.
hard.
Just build up to the multiverse, man. Just don't go jumping into it. First arc. Just calm
Issue
down.
2 of his run on Justice League, and they're already going into the multiverse. Like,
But they're like,
with
but man,
Bendis.
but the multiverse, like the Flash movie, multiverse stuff. Multiverse this, multiverse that. Don't you want to go into multiverse, Alex?
Not with Brian Michael Bendis
I
writing
wouldn't
it.
mind Michael Vick.
Just stay away from any multiverse ever, really. Just stop.
Yeah. I feel like he's like at his best when it's like grounded writing.
Oh, for sure. And
Like
like his Iron Maidens were very good.
I need to
And
check that out.
apparently his Avengers is very good. I haven't read it, but it's apparently very good.
I've only read the first complete collection. It's really good.
And
Like
like
just a solid team cast.
then he also has like Ultimate Spider-Man, which is apparently really good.
Oh, it's like it was my first run and it's just a solid read throughout the entire time. Like it's really good.
There's another thing on my list that I have to get to eventually. I'm very behind on Marvel comics. The last like
Oh,
18 years old, I've read, well, not 18 years. I haven't been reading since I was 0 years old.
I still feel like left behind. I'm like I want to read all this stuff, and I'm like I don't have the money or the time, so I have to prioritize what to read.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get a job so that I can actually buy comics. And
Yes.
like, I'm gonna have to like be ordering them online next year because I don't know if my town has a shop.
I would like what I usually do is like kind of put your address or whatever or the town and just put like in Google Maps or whatever and just put comic shop nearby and then it should hopefully pop up.
I tried.
Oh, nada,
I
nothing.
came up with like used bookstore or like, chapter.
Uh,
I was like, well, that's not really what I'm looking for. It's not a comic book store, and apparently they didn't even sell comic books. And I was like, why are they coming up? Um, but yeah, ordering comics online is expensive. Shipping is like $14.
oh
Um,
my gosh, that's not
unless
okay.
unless I spend $150 at their store. But I'm not planning on doing that at once a month
Yeah,
because I don't
no.
have that kind of money. But yeah, that's. But I also don't want to wait until like fucking like Thanksgiving to go and get comics.
Yeah, like if it's like a 2 hour drive back to where you live, like I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'll make an excuse and just come back once a month so I can go to the comic book store. 'Cause
Just laundry. You just have bad laundry that's been building up for a month.
my building has a laundry machine now.
You just say it's broken.
It breaks once a month. It's like McDonald's ice cream machines. It never really
Yeah, they
works.
say they have it, but it's never there.
I swear it's like they train McDonald's employees to just break the machines. I swear, like they're always broken.
Or they just never have it. They're just like, if anyone asks you to like get ice cream cone, just tell them it's broken.
Yeah, why though? Like it's not that hard to get ice cream. Arguably, it's more difficult to make actual food there. Anyway, yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but
Tiny bit of a tangent from comics to McDonald's.
yeah, it's like you could tie in comics and McDonald's, I guess. Like,
McDonald's advertisement and comics.
yeah, I mean, I feel like McDonald's has done some comics before. Maybe I'm wrong.
Uh,
I'm not.
maybe I don't know.
I'm not. I'm just gonna look that up real quick. Um, Nightwing 79. Um, great issue, great comic. Tom Taylor's Nightwing is amazing. Give me more.
Yes,
Give me number 80 right now.
I need to start reading his run because I subscribed to his like series right when it was like oh he's gonna join in on 78, and I like got my subscription like a couple weeks before like the first issue dropped, and I thought I was gonna get the issue, so I waited like weeks, and it was like after the issue released, and I'm like, oh that's weird, like it hasn't come yet, and then like Friday came home from school and the issue came like, oh sweet, 78 came, and it was like 79. I'm like, oh well. So I just pick up 78 like online or whatever and just read it and then read 79.
I mean, I had to get 79 online because it was sold out everywhere. I went to the
That's
shop,
good. That's good.
but like I went to the shop, I was like, I'm gonna pick up Nightwing 79. There's a chance they might still have it. And then they were like, nope, completely sold out.
Completely sold out. You're
God.
out of luck.
I mean, his first appearance of
Heartless.
character, yeah.
Yeah.
But then how is Robin #1 not sold out everywhere? Because that's the first appearance of two characters.
Well,
I guess people don't care about Robin. I don't know.
I feel like Tom Taylor probably has bigger name recognition than Joshua Williamson, probably, just because of Injustice and all that.
I mean, yeah, he's written so much.
Oh, yeah. Suicide Squad, Justice League. I mean, not Justice League, Injustice, and just.
I completely forgot that Chip Zdarsky is writing a Justice League
Oh,
book.
yeah. I forgot about that too. It was like a digital series.
Yeah, I was reading Robin, and like
And
every
there's an
like five
advertisement.
pages there was like an advertisement for Chip Zdarsky's Justice League.
Please read Chip's Justice League book. It's a thing. Please read it.
I mean,
Don't
I
forget
like.
about it.
I'm probably gonna read it. It's Chip Zdarsky, great writer. The art looks good. I'll read it. I mean, it's Justice League by Chip Zdarsky. How could I not want to read that?
Well, yeah, I haven't read enough of Chip's like work. Like I'm gonna read his Daredevil eventually. Like I have the big trade, so
It's very good. I like it's on 29. Well, I guess we're on 30 now.
yeah, 30 issues.
Eh, Um, but it's very good. It's so good.
Oh
It's one of
yeah.
my it might be my favorite current ongoing, which is crazy because Nightwing is also a thing. But
Nightwing is also a thing that exists.
I love his Daredevil so much that it's hard to pick between the two.
Two characters with batons are both loved.
One is blind and a lawyer, and the other is, well,
A circus boy,
not a lawyer.
not a lawyer. Yeah, like
Which
that.
If they ever make a Nightwing movie, the tagline has to be "not a
He's not a
lawyer."
lawyer. He's not a blind lawyer, I swear.
We promise, guys, he's not a lawyer. He's not Daredevil. Don't worry.
Like I feel like both the art on those books, just Nightwing is just so great. Like just like the art team on that, like the color is just so amazing. And then Marco Cicchetto on Daredevil is just so good.
Oh, his art is
So
amazing on Daredevil, especially this like latest issue that came out.
oh
Was
yeah, with Elektra being Daredevil and everything.
oh yeah, like
I feel like that's like just something like it's just like why has that not been done before?
yeah, and also I love her suit.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
like one of my favorite comic book suits. Honestly, it's very good. She doesn't do a whole lot as Daredevil right
yeah,
now.
I've heard about that, but they're
Um,
just starting out, so they'll
I
probably do
mean,
more.
especially with how this last issue ended, I was like, oh, guess Elektra might be the focus from now on.
You think they'll keep her as Daredevil like once Matt comes back?
I how much do you care about spoilers about this run?
Oh, I've heard about stuff that's been going on with this run in a few podcasts, so it doesn't really matter.
Have you heard about what happened in issue 29 though?
Um, like Matt being in prison and then being poisoned and everything.
I mean, yeah, but there's like a little more at the end. Basically, I guess I don't know. Sorry for this, but the issue ends with like because like he's poisoned. He found out he was poisoned in issue 28. Very end.
Yeah, and
Issue
then he fights like the
29.
prisoners.
He's trying to get the poison out of his system, and the guard takes him outside, and he's like, "You just need some fresh air." And like this group of like 50 or so like prisoners comes up. They're like, "We're gonna kill you, Daredevil." Well, it's not their exact dialogue, obviously, but yeah, hire me, Marvel. Um, but yeah, he's like he fights them all, and
And then
like
like falls.
and he falls to the ground, and he's like, the last thing I hear from the guard is, "It's done. Daredevil is dead."
Ooh,
Fuck, give me issues.
gosh, that's like a cliffhanger for like a trade. Just like he's dead, and then people have to wait like 6 months to pick it up.
Oh god, I hope they don't delay issue 30. They keep delaying the next Venom issue, which is like it's Donny Cates' last issue on Venom.
I thought it already ended. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's his very last issue. I guess it's coming out in July.
July?
Yeah,
What in the world?
it keeps getting delayed. Like couple, it was only like a couple weeks ago he tweeted out and he was like, "I just finished writing Venom number like 200 because it's the 200th issue of Venom ever, I guess." And everyone was like, "Okay, cool, but can we see it now? Like, can you release it?"
Maybe like is Ryan Stegman drawing it?
I think so.
Might be him. Maybe I don't know. Like his art's just so amazing.
His art is very good.
Like if he did a Spider-Man ongoing, I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Spencer's Spider-Man is coming to an end soon.
Yeah,
So,
with his whole like Sinister War.
yes, I
Yeah,
am
he's been going on for so like I haven't read it, but like if
71 issues in June.
yeah, and like the whole Kindred thing, like they've been building up for so long, and then like I remember like
They
hearing like
haven't done
after
anything interesting with Kindred. They just had one arc with him, and then
yeah,
they were like, "Oh, now he's frozen." Like
and then like Nick said like this
he,
is like 1/3 of my run. And I'm like, what?
he's like, "Shit, all right." Well, I got muted for some reason.
You just got so mad about Kindred that you just muted yourself.
But yeah, like he keeps saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to rush anything in this run." This is the opposite of rushing things.
It's just taking way too slow.
Rushed,
Yeah,
you
there's like 12 trades of his run out already.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
like six, like one, like there's only like one copy of Volume 6 on Amazon now.
oh my
Like
god.
this was going on for so long. Like I remembered, like I read like the first 3 issues of his run. I'm like, I'm not gonna read and trade, and then I haven't read it ever since. And now it's just like we're all the way up to here.
It feels like this is never gonna end. And also, his current arc is bad. The arc he's currently writing
Yeah, hers been
is,
pretty boring.
is very boring. The last issue was about his like, or maybe not the last issue, but it was a couple issues ago. It was all about his roommate instead
Yeah,
of
no.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Um,
that's boring.
yeah, it was very boring. It's very uneventful. Just get to the point of your run. It's
Exactly.
been
Don't drag your
65
feet.
issues or something.
Yeah.
Hurry it
Will
up.
you redo One More Day, Nick Spencer? Will you redo it? Yes or no?
I mean, they brought Mephisto in,
He's
and
like,
then
I'll
they
tell you
never
in 20
addressed it.
issues.
They
20 more
never
issues. I
addressed it.
promise you. I promise you I'll give you an answer. I will tease you and I'll give you an answer.
Like they were like, "Oh, Doctor Strange just found Mephisto to talk about Peter Parker," and then they were like, "Oh, well, but let's see if Peter Parker become a sellout now. Let's see him sell himself out so that he can make some money." Like,
Yeah.
well, that's not what we're reading this for. Give us the story. This
I
is the most
definitely
drawn out run I've ever read.
Oh yeah, I feel like with like hearing how everything's going on, how long it's been going, definitely. Like I need to catch up on it. Like with everything that's going on. I feel like it's definitely will be better in trade, but I feel like even then there'll be points where it's like, oh crap, some like it's going now and then just slow down
It
for like 12 issues.
right now it's so slow, and it like it's the slowness of this run just kind of hit like a rock bottom right after the best issue of his run. Like 59 is probably the best issue of his entire run.
And then just turtle pace from here.
Slow and it's
Like the description of this like event on I have to seize. Like sorry about that.
yeah, no worries.
Just happened. Yeah, Sinister War. I'm surprised like a story like that has not happened before. Like two villains just kind of taking one side of the Sinister Six and the other just going at it. I don't see why they had to make an event. Like they could have just made it just a regular, like another like Spider-Man issue number 9 or whatever.
I like I'm excited for this event. It hopefully it's gonna be good. Um,
Yeah,
and
and
hopefully
that
it's not a disappointment.
yeah,
But also the entire description of issue 71 is just the Sinister Six are fighting each other. But what does Kindred have to do with this? And that's it.
what about Kindred? Oh my gosh.
That's the whole like plot synopsis is just what does Kindred have to do with this?
I feel like not going to lie, I feel like after Nick Spencer's run, like everyone's gonna forget about Kindred and be like, oh, that one character from that one run.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a very forgettable character.
Like they're not gonna use Kindred like oh like in anything else. Like maybe in like other forms of media, like to do something with it, but like it's not gonna be in the comics again. Like Kindred, this awesome character.
Okay. I'm going to do something crazy that's never been done on this podcast before.
Oh, hello.
I need
Let's
to
do
go
it.
to the bathroom
Oh,
badly. So I'm gonna do that. Um
okay.
this this it should be fine. Should keep recording. I'm not gonna stop the recording right now.
Okay.
Um because I don't want to screw anything up.
All right.
Um but I will be back in like 2 minutes.
All right.
Not even. All right.
All right. Well, okay. Looks like it's just me. How's everyone doing that's listening, by the way? Like to the audio listeners and YouTube listeners. I'm doing all right. You know, I don't know what to talk about. Sorry that you're stuck with me. Um, right now my dog is sleeping on the floor, so that's what's going on right now. Yeah, got school tomorrow and have to do a bunch of schoolwork and studying. So all that fun stuff. Hope everyone's doing well, and everyone's on summer break already. And if you are, I am jealous of all of you. And yeah, that's all I have to say during this intermission where everyone can use the bathroom, I guess. Drink some water and spill water myself. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Yeah. Still got plenty to talk about, everyone. Like, we still have. Yep. Whew. Plenty. It's only 9:57 over here, so definitely gonna be fun. Oh, he's back. Like that one like Instagrammer. He's back. He's back. He's back from his solitude.
For audio listeners, that must have been very confusing.
Yes, don't worry. I was talking the whole time very awkwardly, so.
And I appreciate that. I'm sorry I had to make you do that.
It's all right. It's all good.
I mean, usually I make it through the episode and then just go to the
make it
bathroom
through.
afterwards.
This one time I couldn't, man. Either going to the bathroom, in the bathroom, or in the bed.
Yeah, I don't want to pee my bed. I've made it like 14 years now without peeing my bed. I don't want to start now.
I don't want to start now.
Vicious cycle.
Vicious. It's a deadly cycle.
It really is. Ugh. But like I was like right on the verge of it, so it's good.
On the verge. Anyhow, besides talking about peeing and comics, comics. So Nick Spencer's event that he's doing.
The toilets.
Yes.
Oh, man, I was so excited to talk about plumbing.
Plumbing. Oh, I'm sorry, audio listeners. That'll be another podcast.
Yeah.
Me and Alex will make a podcast, and it'll be called the I don't know, the plumbing swag.
I actually kind of want to do that now.
That'll be an episode coming to you soon. It'll be all plumbing.
It'll be episode 69.
And it'll be recorded in the
plumbing.
bathroom, so it'll be all legit.
Oh god. Oh, that would be so awful. I don't think anyone wants to listen to
that. Well, if anyone is listening to this on YouTube, please comment. We want the bathroom podcast. If it gets enough likes and response,
if this gets
Alex will do it.
1 like, I will record on the toilet for episode 5.
I will record on the toilet. Oh my gosh.
I can't say I'll be going to the toilet. I will be sitting on the toilet.
Yes, I will be physically on a toilet. People will be commenting, we need camera evidence that you're on a toilet and in a bathroom.
Oh god, this episode is going to take a turn.
It's going to take a turn for the worse. Okay.
I'm not going to show you my toilet. That's not something I'm going to do.
Going to give the audio listeners a swirly.
It's the only way they'll know that I'm actually on a toilet. Oh god. I'll just stick the computer into the toilet so that people will know.
They'll all know now.
Anyway.
Teen Titans Academy number 2.
Yeah, 10 likes and 10 likes and I'll do that. 1 like is far too realistic. So
far too realistic. 10 likes everyone.
10 likes and you get the toilet episode. Okay, anyway. Teen Titans Academy number 2.
I've heard a lot of people dislike Teen Titans Academy.
Yeah, it's very
weird,
good.
Because they don't really you don't really know when it's taking place, since Dick is with Corey, but even though Nightwing's with Babs, so it's weird.
Yeah, he talks about Oh, I gotta get to like Bloodhaven. Bloodhaven needs me. Okay, then when does this take place? Also, he's with Corey, but then he's also with Barbara.
Yeah, which makes him look like a
Like,
dick.
I mean, I think Tim Sheridan and Tom Taylor just need to get their shit together when it comes to
Like,
his love life. Just
yeah,
like all it takes is one phone call to be
or
like, okay, so what are we gonna do
one
with
reading
like
the
Dick
other's
Grayson?
book and being like, oh, I should probably listen to the Nightwing writer.
I feel like Tim Sheridan either Tim Sheridan doesn't read Nightwing or Tom Taylor doesn't read Teen Titans Academy. Um,
I feel like this book could have been so much more like with the concept of like you have like the older Titans teaching, pretty much being like the X-Men where they have like the Xavier school and teaching everyone. Like that, like I feel like that could have been such a good idea, and then like the Red X idea, but
yeah,
like
that's the whole reason I'm reading this book is for
for
Red
Red
X.
X.
That's it. That's
I
the
thought
whole reason I'm even like I even care about it.
I kind of wish they made Red X Damien, or they just like made like just put Red X in like the Robin book, or just done something with Tim and Red X or something. I don't know.
I swear if Red X ends up being Damien, I'm gonna fucking riot. Like
Riot. That's what everyone thought. Like
everyone thought it was gonna be Damien, and then everyone was like, "Oh, maybe it's Clown Hunter."
clown. Oh yeah,
I don't know
I'm not
why
caught up
everyone
on James
thought that.
Tynion Batman.
Everyone was just like, "Oh, Clown Hunter has the X on his forehead." I'm like,
Well, crap! I see the X, the cross, in this one art. I think that character with the cross over there. I think that will be Red X over there.
"Oh shit, I have an X on my forehead."
We're all Red X over here representing.
It's like the actual cover of Teen Titans Academy. Because like they're
Just
all wearing the mask. Like,
the whole
why?
school is just playing a prank on the Titans. Just like
But like none of the none of the Titans really seem to give a shit except Nightwing, and none of them believe him. Is they're all like, "Are you sure that this happened?" Like,
I am sure I was Red X. When? When, man? When did you have the time?
when was he ever Red X in canon? Like
Oh,
that was never a thing.
that one time. But I'm not gonna say when, just that one time.
Oh, that does clear it up.
That
I
that
was Red
weird
X
period.
once. Oh, when?
Oh, when I was like, uh, anyhow, Titans.
Oh, it's I don't know how I feel about this book.
I don't know. Like I felt like with a better writer, it could have been so much better. But like
Now the same writer is writing a Shazam miniseries.
I've heard. Well, no, I didn't know about that. I just know that there's a Shazam book.
Yeah, there's like a tie-in with Teen Titans Academy. It's like a Shazam 6-issue mini.
Yeah, I feel like that's weird for Shazam to have a tie-in with the Titans. But I feel like a Shazam like being part of the Titans sounds like a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, on paper it's neat, but with this writer and everything, I don't know, man.
Yeah, they're not lining up with
I
other
was on
books,
board
so you
with
don't really know
Teen.
what's
I
going
was
on.
like, I liked Future State Teen Titans. I'm sorry I did. I don't know why. I didn't think it was that bad. But like Teen Titans Academy, it's like it's I want to keep. I want to stop reading it.
I want to stop, but I can't.
I don't know why I'm reading it. There's so many other books that I could spend my money on that would have better use for me. Um, I want to see what happens with Red X, I guess. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about anything else in the book. It's not that interesting.
I haven't read
And
that at all.
like
Like,
this the Suicide Squad just showed up at the end of issue 2 and I was like
what?
yeah, I don't know why, but they're doing
So
like
you
a
got Teen
Suicide
Titans,
Squad and
Red
Teen
X,
Titans
and then
Academy like
Suicide Squad.
yeah, and they're
What
like
if I just put all my action figures just all just right there?
man, if I had a Red X action figure, that would be amazing. They better make
Pretty legit.
They better make Red X merchandise now.
Oh, you know they're gonna do it. Like you saw that variant cover. It was just like Red X.
I'm so sad I didn't get that variant cover.
It looked so good. I saw it at a shop once. I probably should have grabbed it.
I should have gotten it, but I ordered the, I guess, like, or is for the Future State Teen Titans or like the just Teen Titans Academy #1?
I think it was Future State.
Okay, yeah, because that one, I was like, I ordered it the second I saw that they were available because I was like, this issue is going to be so hard to get because it's like the first actual full appearance of this character
Oh yeah, and canon, yeah.
in any comic. Like, he
Oh yeah.
hasn't been in any comic before. This is a big deal. And like, I got the like reprint of issue 1, and then like I got the like regular cover for issue 2. I wish I got this variant cover, but I guess I was too late. It was already sold out. Um, it's I don't really care about Teen Titans Academy. I don't.
It's like the only like Teen Titans book going on right now, right?
It's the only Teen Titans book.
Ugh,
Like
that's kind of depressing.
they gave up Titans
Yeah, they
from
should
like
like oh they
re-
had such a good cast, like for the first like 20 something issues.
yeah, the first 20 issues of Titans Rebirth is great.
I still need to read the rest of that run. Like at
Yeah,
least like the last three trades where it's like it's still the regular team, and then volume 5 and 6 is like where it all just goes downhill.
yeah. I 2016 was like a different time, man. Wow, that was already 5 years ago.
It hits different.
It does hit very different. Looking back at that, and like I remember going to the store to like when all the DC Rebirth stuff was coming out.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, I've got to go get these
Yeah,
because it was like,
I read like mainly of the Rebirth like trades and like I read Rebirth mainly in trade and that's like when I was like really like can't speak English. When I was mainly starting to get into DC and more.
I mean, like I was reading it for like a year and then it just became too expensive in 2016, and I was like, you know what, I'll just take some time off, and I took like almost a year off, and like fucking Doomsday Clock of all things brought me back into comics
Oh
after like a
yes.
year like hiatus
And
from
it
going to the.
obviously started and ended very fast and quickly and on time.
Oh yeah, every issue came out precisely when they said it would.
Oh yeah, no delays whatsoever.
Nope, definitely didn't end like 2 years later than it was meant to. Oh, like I liked Doomsday Clock. I liked it. It feels unnecessary now because they didn't do anything with it.
Oh yeah, because Jeff Johns left like midway through, like well, of being the big head of DC.
Also, rip Jeff Johns right now. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, ooh,
But
great
also,
writer.
I don't really
Uh,
care. Actually, you know what? Not rip Jeff Johns. He got what's coming to him.
yeah.
People are, I don't know why, but all of a sudden people were like, he's such a shitty writer. All of his books are so bad.
Well, it's like one of those things where you have to like separate the artist and the character. Like they're, well, at least they're a character. Like they can write great things and we can all enjoy it, and that's okay. But him being a person, we don't have to like the person.
Yeah, I mean, he's still writing books. He's got the one with Image right now.
Yeah, Skyger.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I meant to pick it up, but then I couldn't find it, and I just kind of gave up. It's been a long week. Uh, I guess we should move on.
Yes. What
Teen
else?
Titans Academy final rating, 5 out of 10. I don't know.
Five toilet flushes.
5 toilet flushes out of 10. Mm.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? It's a fun challenge.
Oh,
If the likes and dislikes are exactly equal and are not zero, they're exactly equal, I will do the toilet
exactly.
podcast. They
Okay.
have to be exactly equal, but they can't
Exactly
be
equal.
like they can't be 0 through like 3 or something. They have to be higher than 3. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a very specific
So
challenge.
we need to bring Thanos into the podcast and just snap, bring
No,
that ratio.
it's gonna destroy the ratio, but oh well.
Oh well.
It's not like I'm making money from this. Mm. Right, John
Yeah,
is
John.
John is getting a solo title. I almost said Jon
Yeah.
Snow, but that's different.
Jon Snow is getting his own Superman title by Tom Taylor.
Wow, good for him. I don't know how he's doing that, but all right.
Let's go, Jon Snow.
It's more than
Rise
he
of the
ever did in Game of
Guardians.
Thrones season 8. All right.
Oh,
He's
Jon Snow.
getting.
Okay. I have not watched Game of Thrones yet. I was thinking of like that, you know, that one movie where it's like Rise of the Guardians, and it's like
Oh yeah,
I was thinking of like Jack Frost.
yeah,
So I don't even know how I thought of Jon Snow. Oh well. Jon Snow is getting a Superman book, everyone.
yep. Jon Snow from Game of Thrones,
Hmm.
written by Tom Taylor. No, Jonathan Kent is getting a Superman book, a main Superman book. It's the
Yes.
main book.
Oh, it's the main book?
Yeah, it's the main book,
Okay, that's amazing. I'm really happy.
and they're restarting it with like issue 1 now,
All right.
which
I'm
is
done with that.
interesting. And they're doing like they did an homage to the original
Oh yeah, I
Superman
really
number.
love that. Like I remember seeing that, I'm like,
So
that's
cool.
amazing.
Also,
And
like
Clark
older.
is still in Action Comics.
Yeah, Clark is going to be in Action Comics,
I
and
feel like that's really
Jonathan.
cool because you
I
had
feel
like,
like, yeah, they're doing kind of the same thing with the Flash, I guess. Is
yeah,
like Barry is gonna be in like Justice Incarnate or whatever it is, and then Wally's gonna be the Flash of the main book. Um, I
yeah, when
still
Will's
think
gonna have their cake
Flash.
and eat too.
Yeah, I still feel like Flash should get 2 books. I don't know.
Yeah, one for Barry, one for Wally.
Barry, one for Wally. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell happened with Wallace? Oh well,
What
doesn't really
happened with
matter.
Wallace? Where did that kid go?
God, I don't know. I don't think
Um,
even DC knows where he went.
yeah, they're like, he's somewhere. We'll make
He's
a toy out of him. We'll just
out
bring
there
him back.
somewhere. His next appearance might be in like a Hasbro toy. Who knows?
Probably. Yeah, I'm really happy that DC is like being open to more legacy characters and being able to have two characters with the same mantle around and having their own books.
It's a very good sign. It bodes well for a lot of legacy characters
Oh
now.
yeah,
Because like they're
and
doing that with Flash, they're doing that with Superman. Who's next? Maybe Batman. Oh, actually, stop making Batman titles. We already have like
stop it,
16 of them.
stop it, DC. Take a break, breathe.
There's
My gosh,
so many Batman titles. Like the majority of titles going on right now are
is
Batman or
Batman.
Batman related,
I
and
wonder if
they
that would
just
make a lot
keep
of money for
announcing
DC.
more. They have the one from like Garth Ennis coming up, which is I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think anyone read The Boys and thought, man, this guy should really write
This guy should
Batman.
write Batman. This guy would just, if he just applied the same stuff he did in Hero Gasm, like he would be a great Batman writer.
God, I still can't believe they're doing that on the show. I just,
I like if it's anything like they do with the show so far compared to the comic, it'll probably be dialed back from like a 99 to like a good 10.
okay, I found this great photo that the showrunner posted of
And it's like the script, and it's like we're doing it.
no, it was just him. I'll find the tweet. Um but in the meantime, Jon Snow. No.
You got Jon Snow, Superman.
Yeah, Jon Snow on Superman.
Yeah, I'm glad like Clark can still be able to have his own title. Everyone can have their cake and eat too. And I'm very excited for Superman since like people had Bendis on Superman, people hated it because it was pretty
Reason
much
it was
Bendis
very
doing the same
bad.
thing on like both of his books apparently.
Yeah,
And I'm glad
it's very
people that
bad
like John
Superman.
can go read John. The people that like Clark can go read Clark. They're not getting rid of one or the other. Cause like with John, like when they brought him back, they apparently threw him to the Legion of Superheroes and just ignored him in the Superman book. So why bring him back at all?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm still mad that they aged him up so much.
Yeah, but if there's anyone that can like do anything justice with that, it's Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor can write any character, and I would be so okay with it.
And
Um, I
yeah,
love his writing so much.
I'm interested
Um,
to see him like do more at DC.
yeah, he does. I mean, he's working on a Marvel book at the moment as well.
He is?
Yeah, he's doing another Wolverine thing because
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I
he did
remember he
all
posted
new
about that.
Wolverine, and then he tweeted out like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be writing this in a script again." And it was like,
Snicked.
but yeah. Um, I found the tweet from the guy.
Let's see it.
The showrunner of The Boys, he said, his tweet says, actual photo of me reacting during our first production meeting for the Hero Gasm episode.
Oh gosh.
This
Oh my
photo
gosh.
showing up
That's gonna be everyone's face, like on YouTube, like in a video, it's just like this face, like
honestly, yeah. I mean, as someone who's unfortunately read Hero Gasm,
unfortunately Reddit. I feel like everyone's gonna like just post that so much on Instagram, just meme it somehow and just be like this.
it's gonna be interesting to see everyone
Yes.
actually watch that. I I don't know how they're possibly going to adapt that, but it's going to be season 3, episode 5 apparently. And they're filming season 3 right now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, with
Yay.
Jensen Ackles as well. It's
Oh
going to
yeah, I
be
forgot he's gonna
a
be the
soldier
Captain
boy.
America type of character.
He's like Captain America, but he's a complete dick. It's
Well,
how
John
they
Walker? People hate on John Walker too much.
honestly, yeah. John Walker ain't that bad. Um,
He isn't.
like other Avengers have done worse, honestly.
Oh yeah. I'm worried about my boy John because like apparently Lady Hydra's there and I'm like, don't talk to her, John.
Yeah. Uh,
Just stay away.
but also he might not even ever show up again.
Oh yeah.
Talking about it,
Like
and he was like, "Oh, well." They were like, "Oh, just expect this to be your last appearance," and he was like, "What?"
really? They said like at the end of the show, it looked like they set him up pretty nicely, but at the same time they can easily be like, oh, you'll be like Patrick the Leaper and just show up just like 10 years later.
Oh my God. In like 7 years, we'll get a U.S. agent movie. Um, Alfred Molina is coming back for No Way
No Way
Home.
Home. People are so mad and are
I'm one
somewhat
of
okay with
them. I'm not happy about it.
yeah, I've
Um,
talked to a lot of people about this because they could have easily just made him like the MCU version of Doctor Octopus, and I would have been definitely cool with that.
yeah,
And but they made him Spider-Man 2, even though clearly at the end of the movie he died.
he literally drowns,
He drowned.
falls into the basically the sun.
But clearly there's a portal that's gonna open up, and then he's gonna go into the multiverse, man. And he's
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
gonna.
hate Peter Parker, even though I
I
told him I will take care of the Sun Machine.
I swear, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's cameos are just gonna be from those scenes in Spider-Man 2 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Just
Just
Tobey
already
Maguire
recorded
being like, "Oh, bye, Alfred Molina," and
by
then
Alfred
Andrew,
Molina, by Jamie Foxx.
yeah, bye, famous actor Alfred Molina. Thanks for working with me. Um, it's gonna be that and the
Then
scene
there's
where like
Tom
Electro just like fucking
disappeared, just like,
yeah,
ah,
and then and that's gonna be their cameos. I'm calling it
that
now.
will suck big time if that happens because they're like,
But like Tom Holland says that they're not in it. So this would be the only way that they could possibly hide those cameos from him is if they just
true.
edit them in later.
Yeah. I
Because
don't know what will happen. Yeah, people like, yeah, like Marvel obviously made this version of Doctor Octopus, like the Spider-Man 2 version, just to bring in older fans and for money, which is not genuine, and that it really upsets a lot of people. But like, for me, honestly, I don't care that he's back. Like, I'm happy he's back, but I don't care that it's Spider-Man 2 version since Like it doesn't hurt Spider-Man 2 as a whole since we still have that and can just be like that's his story ends there. And then No Way Home is just there for people that want to be like, oh, so I don't really care that he's back.
I mean, but also Alfred Molina was also talking about like, oh well, I'm so old now that like the arms do most of like the CGI arms do most of the work and like most of the killing. Most of the killing.
Most of the killing.
Like you redeemed yourself at the end of the
Yes,
movie.
he did. And
Like
he's
he was
like,
like,
but what if
oh
I
man,
did it?
I've like realized the error of my ways, and I'm gonna like sacrifice myself to save the city.
But my
And now,
tentacle talked to me, and I'm like, you know, you're right.
but then I fell through a magical portal, and then I went,
And it just
oh, you
messed
know
up my
what?
brain.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go back to killing people again with no motive this time. Like,
Yes. He's like, Spider-Man, that guy. I really dislike that Peter Parker guy over there.
uh, I, I, I want to see the only character I actually give a shit about coming back at this point.
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say Electro, but then I forgot that Charlie Cox was in it.
honestly forgot
Um,
Electro was in this.
I like how Jamie Foxx just accidentally revealed that he was
He's
in
like,
it.
I'm back. And Marvel's like, be quiet. And he's like, oh.
And he was like, "I'm coming back, but I'm not gonna be blue this time." And Marvel was like,
Marvel's
"Delete
like,
that, delete that." And he was like, "Oh,
oh,
whoops."
oopsie. Let me just backtrack.
I'm excited for Charlie Cox to come back.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Like I'm not believing anything, like any rumor until we see footage, but like
Only thing I believe at this point
I'm pretty
is the most
optimistic that he'll
realistic
be
thing.
back.
Is the most realistic thing to happen. He's
Like,
actually part of the MCU. It wouldn't be hard to get him.
oh yeah, it wouldn't be hard at all. Like
But
he's up
he's
for
a
it.
busy
Like,
guy, so like I don't
yeah, he
know what
doesn't he
he's
doesn't
in
work on it
right
too
now.
much. Like
That's disappointing too, because he's such a good actor.
he
He's
is.
so good. Uh,
I don't know if he'll come back in the Daredevil suit like in this film. Like if he does, awesome. But I would not mind at all if it's just him being a lawyer. Because I'm like, he'll be back later. Like he better
that
be.
just means that he's like officially back in the MCU again, which
Yes,
is
we
like
have a chance.
also people who are like he's not in the MCU. Shut up, he's in the MCU.
They can
They
easily
like
make him into it. Like it's not hard. Just
he's literally already in it. Like
yeah, and
Kevin
everything.
Feige has never been like, oh,
Oh
he's
yeah, like
not
when
in it.
people asked him, he's like
He's always like,
he just nodded like
he's like
next
he's just
question.
yeah, he's just like that's a good question. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
But like he's always talking about like oh well like the defenders are in their own little pocket of like the
I'm so
MCU
disappointed by
compared to
Iron
like
Fist.
oh god
Like after we met Fraction's like first trade, like his run, which is only like one big trade,
that
I'm
today
like, they
actually.
could have done so much with that show. It could have been so much more, and they let us down.
I mean they started picking it up with season 2.
I didn't even watch season two.
I made it like halfway through and then gave up. I made it halfway through Jessica Jones season 2 and
Iron
gave
Fist
up.
was the first Marvel Netflix show I watched.
Really?
Why did I let myself do that to myself? And then I watched Defenders, and then I was like, oh, I like the Punisher episodes of Daredevil, and then I finally got into Daredevil because it was always one of those shows I'm like, I watched it on my TV, I'm like, I'll watch the next episode like sometime, and then I would never do it. Red Man Without Fear, and I'm like, I need to watch it, and then binged it, and then season three dropped, and I'm like, yep,
I mean, I watched season 3 within like 2 sittings basically.
oh yeah,
I this like because the day it came out I had school. So I just downloaded the first episode and watched it on the bus. And then the second I got home, I raced home and I just binged the entirety of the third season. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Give me more.
oh yeah,
And then, like,
and then they canceled it.
months later, they were like, oh, well, no more of that. And I was like actually in tears when they canceled that. I was so upset.
Me, I'm just like, really? Why? Just
like I was sitting on the toilet. Um, God, why does this
Recording that
episode keep coming back
podcast
to the? Yeah, I was recording that podcast in 2018. The
and just
episode that you'll
cried
never
yourself
see.
into tears.
I was.
Just grab the toilet paper to wipe the tears away.
That's your first hint for what's coming in the toilet
Oh yes,
podcast.
and then before you finish up business, he said that Devil's about to come out.
Yeah, right before I pooped, I was like, okay, this is taking a weird turn. Let's move on from this.
Okay, Shang-Chi.
Trailer.
Oh my gosh, I really loved it.
Good. I'm
Like,
really excited.
it's like it feels pretty different from like the rest of the MCU, and it's very much of its own thing. I think it's gonna be a really fun movie, and I hope it gives more spotlight on Shang-Chi's character in general. Hopefully inspire writers to write more of them since they don't really use them a lot.
That's true. I mean, like it does look like a very good movie. I'm
Yeah.
very excited. I'm glad that they're actually getting some Asian representation in
Oh
the
yeah.
MCU after being like,
Because so far it's
here's
been
the
like
ancient
only like
one who's
yeah,
like an
a
old
white
white
person.
dude or old Asian dude, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, well, Tilda Swinton, like, okay,
Yeah. I'm excited
not
that we're getting
old
like
or
yeah,
Asian.
and more
Like,
representation. Yeah. I'm excited about that since like
it's like a
it's been like
mostly Asian cast too, which is really
oh yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Because like the MCU's like so far it's been like mostly like just like lead characters or whatever. Which is not like nothing wrong with that, but like it's nice to have like hey, you know, there's
Like,
more
here's some like diversity for once.
yeah, there's more.
I mean, we have like a black Captain America now, which is great.
Yes, that
Um,
was such a good like I loved it.
so his suit is like
Oh yeah.
perfection.
Felt like
It's
a bit too much white on the gloves,
yeah,
but besides that's perfect. I loved it.
it is a perfect suit. Honestly, it's like it might be the best suit in the entire MCU. It's so good.
Oh yeah. Like Phase 4 has been doing such a good job with like costumes. Like
Oh
Captain
yeah, like
America's, Hawkeye's,
I
Miss Marvel's.
yeah, I mean I don't like WandaVision, but the suit in WandaVision is
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good. Um, but that's the finale of WandaVision is awful. But the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier is great.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's been like rated as the lowest episode. Like
Yeah, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like it's like 50% or something. And I was like,
I call sus on that,
yeah,
but
how or why?
like I just loved like just Sam at the end and just like him just kind of giving a speech. Like I loved it.
Yeah, the whole speech at the end, I was like, oh shit, this is actually Captain America. Like, give me more of this.
Yeah, like when he did that, I'm like, that's my Captain America right there.
It really was.
I'm like, he earned that shield right there.
Oh, fully. This is great. It's a great show.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic show.
And then they announced Captain America 4.
Yeah, and Anthony Mackie was like, "Oh, I was like in like a grocery store,
Yeah.
and they like, and I
Yeah,
just
that's when
got
they
a
found out.
notification that they announced it, and I was like, okay, cool."
That's a pretty awesome day.
And like I like the video where he was like, "Oh, I was watching Avengers Endgame with like
Oh
my
yeah, I
son.
saw that, and that was yeah, that was really cool.
You're gonna be Captain America."
And then it hit him
That
like
was such a
weeks
wholesome
later.
video, and
Oh
like he
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I guess so." And it's like I like that video a lot.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Mackie, great dude.
Oh yeah.
Um, I guess that video of Tom Holland being like, "Oh, I haven't seen the Falcon movie. Oh, wait, there isn't one." I
Yeah.
guess that's
Cause
that didn't age very well.
yeah,
Uh,
Tom, you
yeah,
better
Tom.
better, stop. Don't hate
Yeah,
on Mackie over here.
Anthony Mackie's great. Don't hate on him.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Final rating for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What would you give it?
Um, I don't know, cause I felt like it was like consistently good throughout the whole show. I felt like there was one episode where it kind of just like what are we doing? like where it just kind of slowed down. I feel like it was overall a really good show, like a good 8.5, 9,
Yeah.
5. Try not to give it a 10 because I don't know. I feel like I'm very basic then.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I wouldn't give it a 10. I'd probably give it like an honestly 8.5 is probably a good score. Don't
Yeah.
want to piggyback on you, but like yeah, it's a good score for that
I'm
show.
surprised Old Man Steve didn't show up.
I'm kind of glad he didn't show up, honestly. It would kind of
Yeah,
take away from
from Sam.
show because it's like it's
Yeah,
not
I
supposed
see
to be
what you
about
mean.
Steve. It's supposed to be about moving on from Steve and the world moving on from Steve.
Exactly. I
And
feel like
more
that's something that can
importantly,
wait until
like
way later.
Captain America moving on from Steve Rogers and taking on that didn't make any sense.
Oh, I get what you mean though. I think everyone knows what you're meaning.
Yeah, hopefully. I
I
don't
agree
know.
with you. Like, I feel like that can wait until way later. Uh, I don't even feel like they really need to even show Steve really, since they kind of ended his story. It's like, he's fine, happy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of hope he doesn't show up again. I
Sorry, Chris Evans, we don't like you.
no, it's not that I don't like Chris Evans. Chris Evans is cool. I
He's a
don't
cool
know.
dude.
He's nice. He's
He's
got a big
legit.
dick, but like, oh, anyway.
Anyhow, Chris Evans is a
Anyway,
good
you
dude.
didn't hear
Anyhow,
that.
Silk is reported to film in August. Sony, I guess you're going along with those Spider-Man properties. Cool stuff.
Not really much to say other than that about it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's a Silk show, a live action Silk show for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's
Why do we need this?
I don't know. Why did they start with Venom in the first place? And it's I doubt it's going to be very good. Um, just because it's Sony and they don't have a very good track record right now. They did Into the
Well,
Spider-Verse and that was
yeah,
great, but like they also did Venom.
true.
Um,
I still have not watched Venom. Don't feel like I'm missing out though.
yeah, you're really not. I saw it in theaters with like two other people, and I was like, that was fun. That was a fun
That
watch.
was a
And then
fun movie.
like the
That
one
was
of
a
my
fun little
friends,
movie.
yeah, one of my friends actually agreed. And then the other one was like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. What are you guys talking about?
What are you talking about?
It's like that wasn't too bad. Um, Woody Harrelson in like a wig is
Oh
awful.
yeah, that wig looks so obvious.
Like if like I'm assuming you know the movie Annie, like
Yeah.
the
Oh my gosh, the wig looks exactly like that. Just an afro. He's like, "Let there be carnage." The sequel.
here. This hair
Oh
is like
yeah,
Woody
it's Woody
Harrelson's
Harrelson. Just place
exactly.
that child instead of Woody Harrelson. No one will notice.
Honestly, if Woody Harrelson played Annie in like a reboot, nobody would notice.
Nobody would. Oh my god.
It's pretty much the same person. Um, yeah, Ms. Marvel costume.
Yes, it
Um,
looks pretty good.
yeah, it leaked online.
I'm confused why she like it's like a like legit costume and then she has like red Converse and I'm like, where's the blue boots? But besides that, it's great.
It's just a little detail, I guess.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't really take away. It's a great looking suit and everything. I yeah, Marvel Phase 4 is definitely done very well
I'm
with their
definitely
suits.
excited for the Moon Knight costume because like I don't know if they're gonna go with the whole hood or go with like detect like Mr. Knight.
My God, I hope they don't do Mr. Knight. I hope they just go with
What?
regular Moon Knight.
Well, yeah, like for like a show, because I feel like Mr. Knight would look basic, but like in comics, like I just like how classy it looks and just so simple. It's just like
Cool suit. Don't get me wrong, but like
it would
I'd
be like
rather not
just like
go
kind of lame in the show. It wouldn't like look,
basic or nothing. Like
yeah.
actually not nothing. I don't want him to be nude for the show, but that would be very gross and not for kids. Um, Uh,
The
Hawkeye
Flash.
costume.
Oh yeah, Hawkeye costume. Yeah,
Um,
it looks. I didn't expect for him to have a costume. It looks cool.
yeah, I didn't expect he was gonna have a new costume, so
Yeah, pretty
good for him.
legit. He has like
Um,
a arrow.
yeah, it's like an actual costume. It's not just like, oh, look at me, I'm wearing leather. It's like an actual like Hawkeye costume for once.
A legit one.
Like 10 years, but he finally got one.
Finally. Still miss the Ronin. Like apparently we're gonna see Ronin footage again, so I'm excited for that because that costume like just looks
Yeah, that
like it's
costume is
amazing.
so good.
Yeah,
That's his best costume.
but his hair during that time was terrible. Like his hair
Like,
was
is
like
that
long
supposed
on
to
the.
be like 2023 hairstyles? Is that what
I
like all the
guess so,
people
where you
were
just
doing?
shave the sides. Like it looks.
Were people just like, oh well, half the population's gone, so that means half the people will not care.
Will not care about my hair, even though it looks terrible. It looks like a rat tail.
It's worse than a rat tail. It's awful.
Like it looked decent in some angles, and then like when you just see the side and just see his hair just go like that,
Yeah,
I'm like, get
like
out of
the
here,
shot
Jeremy
from the
Renner.
trailer where he's just like standing there and it's just like you can see the hair, like the shaved sides are really bad, but like oh, it's bad haircut.
Yes.
Also Jeremy Renner's a weird dude. Uh,
Yeah.
like he had that whole Jeremy Renner app where people just gave Jeremy Renner their money, and
What?
yeah, I, Jeremy Renner started an app a few years ago where he was like, "Oh, you can see like exclusive content, and you can get these like star things," and everyone was like, "Okay,
What
well,
content does he have to offer? Like I know he's into music, but what else?
it's literally just the content from his Instagram. That's it." There was like
Who
one or two
cares?
new photos from just his phone or something. I don't know, but like
That's the lamest thing ever.
also he was like scamming people out of their money with the app because he was like, oh, well, if you buy like so and so number of stars, you actually buy less than that. And the stars are basically just you give Jeremy Renner your money, and that's a
Yeah, that's
point of the app.
yeah,
And they were like,
that's the worst.
it was marketed as like, oh, you can talk to me and everything, and like we can message each other, and people would be like, hey, Jeremy Renner, how you doing? I'd be like, hello.
Yeah, because it's not like everyone else can just type in hello.
It it was a very stupid app. I'm not explaining it as well as I probably could. There's more people that actually had the app that could explain it better than I did.
I'm
Um,
surprised that many people downloaded it.
yeah, I guess people are just really big Jeremy Renner fans. I don't know. Man, Born Legacy, oh, great movie. Jeremy Renner in it, amazing. Um, Flash movie started
Yes,
filming
the
after
Flash
what,
movie
like,
that isn't about the Flash.
God, and the first set photos has nothing to do with the Flash. Like
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. They're
that
just Wayne
sucks.
Manor from the '89 Batman movie.
Like I love Flash and like the Snyder cut, and I hope if they're gonna do anything with the Flash, like they continue the story nicely, but we don't know the actual villain of this movie, I feel like.
Apparently, there is no villain.
Like
It's a Flash movie.
with Batman, Supergirl. Oh yeah, don't forget you got Flash and Iris,
Yeah,
Young Barry.
his dad, his recasted dad,
Yes.
mom, I guess. So at least that's they have the family, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. But any other Flash character? Nope.
Nope. Not even Reverse Flash, the character that's so pivotal to this story.
Yeah, just nope.
They're like, no, we'll bring you Michael Keaton instead. Like nobody wanted that. We just want to see Reverse Flash in
We
a
just want
movie.
to see a Flash movie. That's good.
I just want to see a Flash movie. That's it.
Just
I don't
please.
know why that's so difficult.
They're like,
It's
but what
called
if
The Flash, but that's a very misleading title considering who's in this movie.
DC publishes a book? They're like, Batman and Flash, like right when the movie comes out.
And Batman and Flash isn't even in the book. It's just Batman.
Batman. Pretty much what
Flash
this
is on
movie is.
Flash appears on the cover, but he's not in the book. Oh God, I
Hope this movie's
really
good, but I don't know.
really wish I was excited for this movie. It's the
Like,
Flash. I should be excited for this. Like he's my favorite character ever. Well, Wally's my favorite character, but still.
sorry, Barry. Rip.
Yeah, fuck you, Barry. No,
Yeah,
Barry's
come on,
chill.
like one version of the character. Marvel or DC, man. You can
Yeah.
only like one or the other.
Um,
If you like one, you hate the other. I'm sorry, there's no mature way you can like both.
yeah.
You can never.
Yeah. But at least it started filming after
Yay!
development. Round of applause,
That's out.
DC.
Finally,
Final
we're starting
after
filming.
like what 10 directors of this thing.
Oh my gosh, it was so depressing when you're scrolling through Instagram, like, and then like there was a post like the Flash movie is supposed to come out like a year ago, like on this day, and I'm like, well, that's depressing.
It was supposed to come out like 3 years ago now.
Yeah,
It was supposed to come out in like 2018 or something. And then it just yeah,
never
great
did.
movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's The Flash 2018.
Yeah,
10
the
out of
movie that
10.
never came out. I recommend you guys to watch it. It adapted everything that
Yeah.
we wanted to see.
Yeah,
It's so
Michael C.
good that
Hall
you
played
can't even
Reverse
watch it.
Flash. Yeah, it's too good that you can't even comprehend it. The eyes can't even
Like it
see
just
it.
happened within a second, like in a flash. Like it was like 1 second.
It's just so fast. Yeah, it's like blink and you miss it. The movie's over. Yeah, Michael C. Hall was the Reverse Flash. Like
Oh yeah, like they did an entire Flashpoint storyline. Like it was crazy, guys. Like
it was nuts. And
it made
everything was
sense.
adapted so well, and the Flash was the main character.
And his lightning was yellow. Like guys,
I
like
do think the blue looks pretty good.
oh yeah. Like I was watching like someone that edited the footage of the Snyder cut. It was like yellow instead of blue,
Yeah, I
and I
saw
feel like
that.
blue aesthetically looks better.
I do kind of like the yellow Speed Force that they edited, but the blue looks better.
I agree. Like especially with how his costume looks. Like I feel like it just like
That scene is just so beautiful. It's
oh
so
yeah.
good. It's
Which one where he saves Iris and just like he's like I'm gonna grab a sausage,
yeah,
but
he's
then I'm gonna move your hair.
dog, and he's just like the hot
Just
dog.
puts the sausage in her mouth, just like
I can't believe he didn't do that. Um, yeah, it actually felt like that's what he was gonna do.
yeah. I'm like, what are you doing with that sausage, Barry? What are you thinking of doing, man?
Um, yeah, no, the scene with like when he like freezes time and then reverses time and brings everyone back and
Oh yeah, that was
gets
so
Victor.
good.
That was so cool.
Like I was just like thinking, like, go Barry, go go go.
There was like because like theaters are open in Australia, I guess. So there was a theater reaction to that scene.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Barry, run! Fucking
Barry,
run,
run.
Barry! And I was like, oh, I wish I could have experienced that in theaters.
Oh,
That
that
would
would
have
have been
been
so
so
great to see
cool.
in theaters because everyone would have lost their mind.
Yeah.
Like especially when he went to the Speed Force and just looked around and just started just going.
And then like his line where he's like, okay, gotta
Gotta
break
break the
the
one
rule.
rule, Barry. Gotta do it now, and just oh,
Go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light. Gotta break the rule, Barry, and you gotta do it now. And then he just like runs, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool.
let's
Like
go. And then he's just talking about his dad, like I was like your son was part of the best.
he was like, I'm like the best of the best, and he was, oh,
Make your own past, make your own future.
it's all right now.
Now,
Oh,
Zack Snyder, you did good. WB, what the hell?
yeah,
Why?
they gave us that, but they took out the Green Lantern scene.
Yeah, they had like they like
They
like
had
today
Jon
it was like on
Stewart.
Instagram.
Jon Stewart was supposed to appear at the very end of the movie instead of Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
He
they
was
filmed that
supposed to show
too
up.
on
Yeah,
Zack Snyder's like front yard.
yeah. It was like my sister came in while I was watching it for like the fifth time. So I've seen that movie so many times at this point. But
I've only seen it
she came
once.
in. That's fair. It's a very long
It
movie.
took me and my family like 6 hours to watch through it because we would like pause and just like talk for a minute about it.
But like it's a very long movie.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
need to rewatch it though. Like that will be something I'll like rewatch eventually, like in the summer, like a warm day, just like stay inside, just close everything and just Snyder.
I mean, I watched it because I watched it illegally the first time.
Legally.
Yeah, because like the whole movie leaked on YouTube like the
It
day
did?
before it came out. And so I was like,
Wow.
well, I'm gonna watch that. And then I had to leave my computer for a while, and I came back
Uh-oh.
and it was already taken down.
Oh,
But it was up for like 3 hours. It was up for so long, and WB just didn't take it down. But when like I finally found a website and I just watched the rest of the movie at like 1 a.m. and I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. But like that Speed Force scene is probably like top 10.
oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? No, it is the best scene in any superhero movie.
Uh-oh. Comment down
Just
below
that.
if you disagree with Alex at uh what Swag Turkey or Turkey Swagger.
Swagger.
Go DM him and just disagree with him.
Link my Instagram in the bio below, in the description below, and we can fight this out.
We could fight this out, me and you together.
This is a hill that I will die on. That is the greatest scene of any superhero movie.
I will die on this hill defending the scene. It's
It's
a good
so
scene though,
good.
so
It's so good. It's
like
executed so well.
many great scenes from that movie, like Cyborg being like, I'm not alone. I'm like, ooh, and then Superman coming back and it's just like the music just playing from Man of Steel, like I'm like, yes, sir.
Yeah, like the whole like when like the spirits of like both his fathers
Oh yeah, and it's like fly, son. And
platoon,
it's
and I
just
was like, oh shit, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool. Why did they ever take this out? Oh,
justice for Henry Cavill. Please use Henry Cavill, WB. Please use him. He loves Superman.
he
We
loves the
love him.
character so much. In every interview, he actually gives a shit, and it's so nice to see.
And he
And yet
plays
he's
PC games, so please, WB.
yeah, he's amazing. He's so cool.
Yeah,
Like, how can you
like,
not want him to be Superman anymore?
if
Why?
not,
I
use
read.
him as Omni Man, because people have been posting about that, like, lately.
Oh yeah, because they are making a live action movie.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do that because of the anime show, but then a friend told me, like, no, they're still doing it. I'm like, oh, I don't know
Yeah,
how,
like the
I don't know
studio
how they'll do
was
it.
yeah, the studio was asked about it and they were like, "Yeah, we're still making the movie."
Like, I feel like they can only do, like, at least the first, like, at least the Omni Man and Mark reveal, and I don't know how else it would do it.
I feel like it's gonna be pretty rushed
Oh,
for
it
like a
will be,
two-hour
because I feel
movie.
like it would only work in an, like, I feel like it being an animated show,
It works so
it
well
works
in like a
perfectly,
series.
because you don't have to worry about the budget or anything with it being animated and
Yeah,
or time.
yeah, you get so much more time with a show than you do with a movie.
Yeah, movie, like, it's fast. You only got 2 hours, man.
Yeah, at the most like 2.5. All right, guess we should probably move to the final section of the show. It
Yes,
is
listener
two
submitted
hours.
questions.
Oh yeah. We have a number of questions from back in like,
Back in the day.
because back in November, I was like, okay, well, maybe
Oh,
I'll just
November.
do
Oh my
like a,
gosh.
yeah, I was like, maybe I'll just do like a Q&A episode where you just ask me questions, but I didn't get enough questions to do that, and then I forgot about it. So here we are.
Here we are today.
Try to find a good one to start with.
And what do you think future state will be like?
Terrible, awful, 0 to 10. Um, Okay. I guess we can both answer some of these.
All right.
Who's better for Dick Grayson, Barbara, Corey?
I haven't read enough of Corey, but I have to go with Barbara.
Okay, I also forgot to say that that question was from at Comic.runner 283. At C underscore underscore underscore
Oh my
underscore F
gosh.
underscore 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 M. Do you think Nightwing's dog could become a fighting companion like Ace or Crypto?
I hope so.
I would probably say no. It's a very small dog with three
Oh wait, never
legs.
mind. Okay. I thought you meant like a partner, like a main like supporting,
I
not supporting cast, but
is
like that will
it's
stay with the
definitely going to
Nightwing
be a
character.
character.
Like I
It's
hope
going
it
to be
stays
in
with
more
them.
books because like they had people name the dog
Yeah,
and
the
everything.
dog.
Like
And so if your dog,
how
but
could we
they
not do that?
yeah, like a dog that will actually fight. Like a dog that has a missing arm and that is small as my dog. You know, it can try, but no.
Yeah, I don't think it would go very well for that dog. We already saw it like getting beaten up by those people in '78.
Yeah,
Um, the poor dog. I love that dog.
me too.
Um, Spoon Dude 616 asks best casting in a live action comic book adaptation.
Ooh, live action. I'd have to think about that for a minute.
I might answer then. I'd probably say Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
I was gonna go with RDJ, but yeah, I agree with
Oh,
that.
RDJ, yeah.
Yeah, like
I can't see anyone else as Iron Man except like
yeah,
Comic
but see,
Rebirth maybe.
yeah.
Cast Harper as Iron Man, please.
Hold on. Marvel, if you're listening to this, go follow Comic Rebirth, and if you ever need someone to voice Tony as an Australian, you got your man.
I mean, he could also do like just a
This is
regular American accent. I've
American
heard him
accent.
do it.
I don't think like he's not a Mark Ruffalo, but I don't know if he can do an American accent.
Maybe he could play Tony Stark as Mark Ruffalo.
I just want to go all Australian, just really just go out for it and just be the most Australian Iron Man out there.
Just
People are just like, what is
stereotypically Australian.
yeah, just talk about boomerangs and like
Kangaroos and
no, wait,
didgeridoos.
I got a better casting.
Oh yeah?
Comic Rebirth as Captain Boomerang.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Harper, this is your calling. Voice Captain Boomerang. No, be in the Flash movie and you're the main villain. There you go.
They'd never cast a Flash character as the main villain.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
We're gonna
forgot.
be
Maybe
like
maybe
Lex
in the Batman
Luthor or
movie.
something.
Lex Luthor,
Oh no.
yeah.
It's gonna be like Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor as the main
Just
villain.
hello. Here's my league, my Injustice League.
Uh Nightwolf Comics 45 had him on for episode 2 of this podcast actually. He asks, "What are your honest thoughts on the new Flash story with Wally West?"
Wally West.
Started
This
out
was in
great.
November.
Or this was like the more recent one.
Oh, okay.
This was like a couple months ago. I would probably say the first issue was really good. The second one was meh. Um,
I
the
still need to
art
read the
was
first issue. Yeah, like the art changed from like the first to second issue. I
well, I
found that
mean,
weird.
actually, the art changes multiple times in issue 2. Like in
Oh my
issue
gosh.
769, when they're doing the future stuff with Gold Beetle and Wally West, it's a different artist than when they're doing the stuff with Barry and Oliver.
Yeah, I can understand like why the art changed, but like I just kind of prefer to stay with one artist, please.
Also, some of the dialogue is really bad. Like at one point, Gold Beetle's like, "Say hi to your son Jai for me." Hey, by the way, is he still single? And he's like, "He's 8 years old." And she's like, "Not when I meet him." It's
Okay, the yeah, that last part was weird.
she's like,
Like
They write growl in it
Yeah, the
like a
growl is like
sensual
seriously
growl, and I
unneeded.
was
Like, no, please don't.
told stop.
Please.
Um,
I don't want to just headcanon that never happened.
yeah, Gold Beetle's annoying. Um,
Sorry, Gold Beetle.
no, not sorry, Gold Beetle. Gold
We're
Beetle.
not sorry. Alex isn't. I haven't read
Yeah.
it yet, so I can't say much, but Gold Beetle, you're kind of weird.
Also, Hitler's in it. Hitler
Oh,
shows up
sweet.
at the very end.
The reason why we buy Flash, I guess, is for Hitler.
Oh God, don't cancel us, please.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, just forget I said that, everyone.
yeah. Scratch that from the record. That was off the record. Don't worry.
That was, yeah, off the record. Don't expose us.
Um, Sid. Okay, underscore Sid underscore Struce asks, "What's your favorite DC character of all time? Why is he slash she your favorite?"
DC character?
Yeah,
Probably Nightwing. I like his character growth and how he showed independence. And, it's okay to have help from others because, help from others make us stronger. So,
that is a good answer. I like that answer quite a bit. Um, Mine is obviously Ambush Bug.
ambush bug,
Please
gold
give
beetle.
me an Ambush Bug and Etta Candy book right now. No. Wally West is obviously, if you've seen my account, you probably think it's actually Dick Grayson. It's Wally West. I love Nightwing as well, but Wally West is amazing. He was the first real comic book character I ever read a comic about, and I grew up with him as the Flash, and well, I grew up with him for like half of my life when he was the Flash, and he was he's always been my favorite.
That's interesting. So
Um,
it's all at CW and Barry. It's like Barry, everyone.
yeah, they just kind of abandoned Wally in like 2011.
They're like, Wally who?
Yeah, literally, they just kind of erased him from existence in the New 52.
They did.
Um, all right. Co one E Train asks, favorite run on Superman?
Superman Rebirth.
Hell yeah. I haven't read much Superman, but Superman Rebirth. Was it Dan Jurgens?
It was Patrick Gleason and Peter J. Tomasi.
Shit, I'm very stupid. My bad. Um, yeah, that's good run. Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And my second favorite is obviously Brian Michael Bendis. Come on.
Come
Um,
on, guys.
um, it's kind of a joke question, I guess. Which Robin is your favorite, and why is it Jason? It's
What?
not.
um, no. If I had to go with Robin, I have to go with. I really like Damien, but I have to go with him because like he showed the importance of why there's Robin, and yeah, I like his relationship to, I guess, to the other Bat family members. Like I haven't read enough of Tim, but like I like him though.
um, yeah, that's it. That's all the questions.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
All right, that was short. Um, I guess that's it for this episode. I don't know.
Time to wrap it
Unless,
up, everyone.
yeah, I mean, unless you have anything else to say.
Not really. Like, um, really sorry about that Flash thing earlier. That felt super embarrassing now looking back on it. I feel like I got myself in trouble.
Um, yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
You're
Um,
welcome.
it's been fun. It's been another 2 hour episode, which is crazy.
Another 2 hour episode.
Go for 3 hours in episode 5.
Go for the big three. Just have like 20 people on here. Be
Oh
a
God,
20-hour episode.
that would be a mess. I would not be okay with that. 20 hours. So good. Go for the longest podcast ever. That would be interesting.
Guinness World Record right there.
I mean, I have the time. It's not like I couldn't do it potentially, but I would need like many bathroom breaks, or I could just record it on the toilet. I don't know.
Yes, that'll be the toilet episode.
It'll be the toilet episode. 20 hours sitting on the toilet. Watch to see if my arm breaks when I fall after my leg falls asleep. Yeah. This has been the Swag Turkey Podcast, episode 4. Oh, make sure to follow us on Instagram now. I have an
Please do
Instagram.
that.
We made an Instagram for the podcast, and follow both of us on Instagram as well. Comic.runner is his handle. I'll link both of the accounts in the bio.
And Swag Turkey on Instagram. And yes, everyone, he has the swag over turkey, but he's not turkey, so.
Well, you can't see me from the bottom half, so maybe the bottom half is a turkey. I don't know. You'll never
so he
know.
has like turkey legs. He has turkey legs, everyone.
You never know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Who knows?
It's leg reveal in episode 4, maybe episode 5, maybe.
Episode 5 after the bathroom episode.
Maybe it will be the episode that is the bathroom episode. You never know.
Get that ratio, everyone.
Yeah, just destroy the dislikes and likes ratio, please. Let's see if we can get this bathroom episode to happen. I really hope we don't. I don't want to record in the bathroom. We do. The podcast has an official Instagram now. It is the handle. Fuck, I don't remember that off the top of my head. It is swagturkey.podcast. I will also link that in the description. But yeah, follow Comic.runner. It's a great account. I've known him since even before he had the account.
Yes.
Messaged back and forth on your like personal and stuff. So
and fun. Finally got inspired to take the leap and start an Instagram account.
And also just for the hell of it, follow Comic Rebirth. He's not here, but
follow him. Just cool. So we can get him cast as Iron Man and Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, everyone DM Marvel right now. Stop what you're doing. Go on Instagram and DM Marvel. Cast Comic Rebirth as Tony Stark.
And then DM DC for Captain Boomerang, and then DM Harper saying, "We got you a job."
There. It's amazing. It'll work for sure.
Oh yes.
All less logic. All right. Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
It's been fun. I'll see you guys next month. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know when next month. Probably the beginning of the month. I know I promised 2 episodes in April, but that didn't happen.
Well, it's close enough in April. It's only like a few days after April. Close enough.
We'll count this as the 2nd April episode.
Yeah.
So much happened in April. I didn't have time. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, man.
Good night, everyone. Bye.